every day. And please play responsibly. Joe Brand and the old 2-9er are back in the saddle today for the Penguins, the Kings, and the debut of Sergei Murashov on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank. Hi, Staggy here to tell you about another great product from Nova Scotia, Mr. Donair Beef Jerky and Sticks, the official jerky of the Pittsburgh Penguins. In Canada, Donair is similar to gyro meat, but it's seasoned beef, not lamb. And like 87, Mr. Donair Beef Jerky is absolutely off the charts. It's keto-friendly, high in protein, and Mr. Donair's gyro seasoning makes it the best jerky you'll ever taste. You'll find it on Amazon, Cohen Markets, Turkey Hill, Country Fair, and PPG Paints Arena. Mr. Donair, the official jerky of the Pittsburgh Penguins. NHL fans, give yourself some great looks this season and get Pittsburgh Penguins tickets at Ticketmaster. As the official ticket marketplace of the Penguins and the NHL, Ticketmaster has a wide selection of tickets available for every game, so you can catch all the action live all season long. If your plans change, you can sell or transfer your tickets, and mobile tickets make it easy to get into the arena in time for puck drop. With Ticketmaster, you'll ensure that when they shoot, you'll score. Get tickets today at Ticketmaster.com/Penguins.
Spotting the perfect fit is kind of your thing. So when it comes to finding a used car, start your search at FordBlueAdvantage.com and find the perfect certified pre-owned vehicle at your local Ford dealer. One that comes with serious perks, like a thorough inspection, a Ford-backed warranty, even a Carfax report. Because you know what they say, the best finds are the ones that feel made for you. Ford Blue Advantage, used car buying that's built for you. Available at participating dealers only. See your dealer for details and limitations.
Bring your crew to a party on 5th Ave. Pittsburgh Penguins group tickets are perfect for celebrating birthdays, team outings, and work events. There are even fundraising opportunities available for your group. They slot to Malkin, a drive. Loose puck in front, they score! Make unforgettable memories together at PPG Paints Arena. This action-packed Penguin season is presented by UPMC. Special offers available for groups of 10 or more. Visit PittsburghPenguins.com/groups for all the details.
This is Military Appreciation Night, presented by 84 Lumber. The Pittsburgh Penguins Radio Network proudly presents Penguins Hockey. The Penguins Radio Network is presented by S&T Bank and brought to you in part by Number 1 Cochrane, Go One Better, by IC Light, by McDonald's, providing you the official burger of the Pittsburgh Penguins, by Get Go Cafe and Market, Get Go, where the Pens go, by Coca-Cola, founding partner of the Pittsburgh Penguins, by Clearview Federal Credit Union, helping people enjoy a better life, and by Indra Energy, an official Penguins Pledge champion partner. Now, here's Joe Brand and Phil Bork.
It's a great day for hockey and a great day for a glimpse at the future of goaltending here in Pittsburgh as Sergei Murashov makes his NHL debut in a matinee matchup against the LA Kings. Welcome in, Penguins fans, and welcome back to PPG Paints Arena. Alongside the old 2-9er Phil Bork, I'm Joe Brand. A big thanks and many stick taps to both Paul Steigerwald and Michelle Crecchiolo, doing a fantastic job yesterday in New Jersey. But Borky, the wait is over. Sergei Murashov and his arrival is one of the more anticipated ones in recent memory for the Penguins. The regular season is a different animal, but we got a taste of him in the preseason. And if he's able to provide the same kind of presence that he did in those 3 games, it's a very good sign of things to come.
Good to be with you, Joe, and I concur. This is a special goaltender. And to think the Penguins were able to get him in the 4th round is incredible. I mean, that's some good scouting right there. A lot of other teams had a crack at him, and the Penguins are the ones that got him. And I love that Staggy was able to go back into his history, going all the way back to when he was a Bantam, when they, start recording wins, losses, goals against, save percentage in there. You can find them at Elite Prospects. You can find them online. This is nothing new for this kid. This is all he's done is win hockey games, put up huge numbers, and you're right that it's gotten to the point now where people know his name. People that are sitting down to have breakfast in the morning, they're talking about Murashov because because of what he did in Wheeling, because of what he did in Wilkes-Barre, and the anticipation of when will he finally be a Pittsburgh Penguin. You got to be ready for opportunities. When preparation meets opportunities, that's when great things happen. And for Tristan Jarry to go down, boom, Marishov comes up. Got to watch a couple games, and now it's his time to shine. Isn't it ironic? Because the last time there was this kind of buzz for a goaltender, right? Marc-Andre Fleury, and his debut was in Pittsburgh against
the LA Kings.
The LA Kings. So, I'm not ready to put Marishov up there with Fleury, but I think it's safe to say that the anticipation of him starting in game number one, it's a different buzz. It's a special buzz in the city.
How poetic is it that what you just mentioned about the Flower, that was October 10th, 2003 at the old Mellon Arena against the LA Kings. The last time Sergei Marishov played in this building, he started the game that Marc-Andre Fleury finished in the preseason matchup. It's right. Just, the connections are a little eerie, but like we said, we don't want to jump to too many conclusions. However, Sergei Marishov is the 5th youngest goaltender to make his NHL debut with the Penguins. He's the youngest since Matt Murray, whose rookie record he beat in Wilkes-Barre Scranton last year with a 10-game win streak. He had a 13-game win streak in Wheeling, like you had mentioned, and he just got called up after being named the AHL Goaltender of the Month. So he's got a lot of confidence riding into this game. There's been all kinds of speculation about his performance overall, and what we saw in the preseason doesn't lead us to believe that he can't handle a moment like this against a good team like the LA Kings, who are very good on the road. The Penguins are taking on the LA Kings for the second time this year. This will wrap up the season series. The last time the Penguins faced the Kings, Borky, they were coming off a rough loss against the Anaheim Ducks. They fell 2-0 early in that game. They came back and won. That started an 8-game point streak. I know we've talked about the Toronto game a lot. We're now 2 games removed from that, but this is another opportunity to show how good the Penguins are at bouncing back. That's a trait we've seen them do very well with this year. They've taken 3 out of the last 4 possible points after that rough loss in Toronto, and now have a chance to continue it against the LA Kings here today.
And because of all those points, I'm glad that this game has so much meaning to it. As you mentioned, the Penguins, I'm not saying they lost their way, but they're not winning as much as they were. Just 1-2-1 in their last 4. Ironically, LA is just 1-2-1 in the last 4. So, for the Penguins, they want to stay up with the Devils. They want to stay at the top teams in the National Hockey League. For LA, they're trying to stay with the pack in that very competitive Pacific Division. So the meaningfulness of this game for Sergei Marishov, his first NHL start for the Penguins, last game for quite a while. They'll jump on the plane tomorrow night and they'll head over to Sweden to play Nashville for a couple games. So you're going to play 2 games in 11 days. So you want to leave a nice taste in the mouth of these great fans that, listen, that last game against Washington, packed house. We're going to get another packed house here this afternoon against the LA Kings. So there's a lot on the line for both teams, and I think that's going to bring the best out of the Penguins. If there's any kind of fatigue that might be in the back of your brain, there's too much on the line here, and also you have a 21-year-old Russian goaltender playing in his first National Hockey League game.
Aside from Marishov, there's been a few guys being called up from Wilkes-Barre Scranton that have fared pretty well. Ryan Graves picking up his first goal in just his second game. And this is just another example of a guy that did not pout and mope when he went down to Wilkes-Barre Scranton. He took advantage of the time down there. He used it efficiently, and that has already seemed to perform, because there's been a lot of guys that have kind of turned their season around under this new head coach with Dan Hughes.
Those 2 games that Ryan Graves played, the Washington game and then the game in Jersey, 2 of his best games. And I don't even care that he scored. It's great that he scored, but he got a lucky bounce. All the other things that he did, where he kept this game simple, that he was physical enough. I mean, when you're 6'5", 220, 225 pounds, you have to have some physicality in your game. It's not necessarily in his nature, but he played as physical as he could. But what I was really impressed with was the simplicity of his game, his puck-moving abilities, and his abilities to defend when needed.
It's Military Appreciation Night. It's a great day for hockey. The Penguins and the Kings drop the puck when we come back. It's all here on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
Your Pittsburgh Penguins have hit the ice for the Military Appreciation Game, presented by 84 Lumber. The honors who have served and are currently serving our country. Join us in celebrating our service members by participating in the Military Appreciation Game Auction. Player autographed jerseys, pucks, additional memorabilia, and more are available, with proceeds supporting Pittsburgh Warriors and Friends of the Pittsburgh Fisher House. Bid to win by participating in the auction hosted by the Pittsburgh Penguins Foundation now through November 18th by visiting pens.givesmart.com or texting PENS to 76278. Support local veterans with your bid today.
Get your business in the game with Glass Mirror Fuel. We supply gas, diesel, propane, and other fuels for businesses throughout Western and Central PA. We even loan tanks and pumps. Call 800-235-9054 or visit glassmirror.com. Your power play for fuel.
No matter the occasion, there's always a reason to celebrate with a DQ ice cream cake. Creamy DQ soft serve and the chocolatey crunch center is great at any get-together. Customize yours today at DQ.com. DQ is the official ice cream and ice cream cake of the Penguins.
In Pittsburgh, champions aren't just born, they're built. And NSS Life has been part of that winning legacy for decades.
We've stood with the city's champions on and off the field,
building futures that are strong, secure, and built to last.
NSS Life is proud of Pittsburgh's past and your future.
NSS Life, the official life insurance company of the Pittsburgh Penguins.
NSS Life, where family matters.
We're just about all set for hockey here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. As the Pittsburgh Penguins host the LA Kings. It's the final game before the Penguins venture off to Sweden for the Global Series, and the Penguins are trying to pick up points in their third straight game, wrapping up the season series against the LA Kings, a team that they took down in Tinseltown earlier last month. What's going on, Penguins fans? Alongside the old 2-9er Phil Bourque, I'm Joe Brand. We're thrilled to have you here with us for today's event as Sergei Murashov makes his NHL debut, taking on the LA Kings. The Penguins here at home have done fairly well, 4-1-1, winning their last two. However, the LA Kings with the second best win percentage on the road this year. They're 5-1-2 coming into this matchup. They're in their road white sweaters, attacking from right to left with Darcy Kemper in. Penguins in their home black sweaters, attacking from left to right. Sidney Crosby wins the draw, and we're underway here in Pittsburgh. Opening faceoff is brought to you by number 1 Cochran. Go one better. Spun around the near wall. It's slowed down by Ben Kindle. He got it to Brian Rust, who tried to get it back to Kindle, but couldn't connect. Penguins break up the play in the neutral zone. Here come the Kings into the Penguins' end. Centering pass that Wotherspoon knocks down out of midair. And the tumbling puck rolls over to the near corner. Kevin Fiala fishes it, dumps it back down. Erik Karlsson gets in the way. They try to chip it out the head along the wall. Quick shot on net, went wide of it. Murashov extending out over to his left. Crosby settles down a loose puck in the corner. Brian Rust center ice. The Kings take it back and they'll reset. Top line continuing to start this game of Brian Rust, Sidney Crosby, and Ben Kindle. Top defensive pair of Parker Wotherspoon and Erik Karlsson. Our starting lineups are presented by Clearview Federal Credit Union. As the Penguins break up the play in the neutral zone once again. Dish it back to Karlsson, who sends it ahead to Anthony Mantha. Karlsson back to Mantha, who saucered it up to Evgeny Malkin, a little bit out of his reach. It goes slowly into the Kings' end. Grabbed by Franz Clark. He'll kick it around the near wall. Now Kopitar kicks to Armia in the neutral zone. Kings back into the Penguins' end. Down to the corner, it's Kempe. Centering pass. Kopitar couldn't connect. Loose puck over to the near corner. Swept up to Kopitar in the circle. Settles it down in the slot. Shot coming. Shoulder save from Murashov. He sweeps it over to the far corner. Puck still live in the Penguins' end. Edmondson to the high slot. One-timer off the far post. Loose puck to the far side. And Murashov swimming out of the crease. Kicks it in behind to the end wall. Penguins finally pitch it up ahead of the neutral zone. Connor Dewar's got it. And their Tommy Novak will take it into the Kings' zone. He gets stripped of the puck by Brandon Clark. Through the neutral zone, he'll dump it back into the Penguins' end. Murashov out of his net to play it. He'll sling it around the near wall. Loose puck at center ice. Poked free by Ryan Graves ahead to Danton Heinen. He chips it to Blake Lizotte. Tried to set up Connor Dewar. He was wrapped up in the slot of the Kings zone. Penguins still with it in the Kings. Roller along the end boards. It's taken by Dewar on the near side of the circle. Turnaround shot, pad save coming from Darcy Kemper as the Kings break it out towards center ice. It's stolen away by Ryan Graves and the Penguins take it back. Danton Heinen dumps it down into the Kings zone. Around the boards for Kemper. Stops it, slides it over to the far side. Blake Lizotte gets in the way of Corey Perry. And Lizotte comes away with the puck. Threw it off the side of the cage. Dewar tried to pick it up. Couldn't get it cleanly, but does still able to pitch it over to Blake Lizotte. Along the far wall, Heinen can't get to it. They get shot out to the high slot. And the Penguins are offside on a dump in Carlson. 2.5 minutes gone. Sergei Murashov already tested. We've got no score here at Pittsburgh.
Nothing like getting a little puck luck on the second shot that comes at you to start your NHL career. I don't see Sergei Murashov embracing the post the same way that Marc-Andre Fleury did, but that's okay. A little puck luck there for Murashov.
I don't think he knows the posts well enough just yet.
Not yet.
They're going steady. Here's a bit of a breakaway shot coming, and it got blocked. As Ville Koivunen still on the hunt for his first NHL goal. That is shot blocked by Mikey Anderson. Puck out of play, a little over 2 minutes gone in this game. No score.
At the risk of repeating myself, I've said this before about Ville Koivunen. If he can just go up one click in his release and getting the puck off his stick quicker. Don't worry about how hard it is. Get it off your stick quicker. You're going to get more pucks at the goal. He can shoot the puck. It'll have enough steam on it to find the back of the net as he still looks for his first National Hockey League goal.
Nearly had one yesterday afternoon in New Jersey. Penguins coming off a shootout loss to the Devils. The Kings are back in the Penguin zone. Shot wide of the net from Fogle. Played off the end wall by Wotherspoon. He'll kick it over to the far corner for Koivunen. Chipped ahead to Carlson. He's along that far wall. Koivunen drags it out. Center ice, can't get a clean dump into the Kings zone. LA steals it. Koivunen runs after a loose puck, but the Kings keep hold of it. Mikey, the Minnesota native, takes it up to the near side of the neutral zone, saucers it down to the Penguins end. LaFerriere races. Penguins get to it first. Spin it around the boards. Russ to Crosby. Sid's over the neutral zone. Far side. Backhand pass looking for Letang. Ice, but it got taken away by LA. Kings now into the Penguins zone. It's by field. That's to the puck for a moment by Ben Kindle. And he is able to get it up to Sidney Crosby. Now Russ trying to mount into the King zone. He's thrown into the wall by Edmondson. Byfield takes it back, but coughs it up. Sid gets it over to Shea. Head to Brian Russ, who's over the Kings line. Saucers it to Crosby, near circle, try to get a touch. Have enough on it. Edmondson wraps up Sid along the near boards. Penguins take it out. Sent over to Kindle. Far circle. Couldn't get a clean shot off. Tumbling puck swept away by LaFerriere. Chips it off the far glass. Now it's Fiala into the Penguin zone. Far side. Slows down at the half wall. Feeds Brant Clark off the bench. Drags. Slows. Centering pass off the skate of Kempe over to the far corner. Puck in behind the net. It's kicked over to the near side. In the corner. Sends it down in behind the net for Fiala. Fiala up to the near side. Back to Clark. Bottom of the circle. Shot on net. Saved by Murashov. He's able to freeze it. Second save of the night. 21-year-old. This game scoreless. 4.5 gone in the hockey game.
One of the things I noticed about Sergei Murashov are his habits. And I don't mean to use this comparison with Martin Brodeur, but I remember watching Marty Brodeur, and he did the same thing. Every little thing, every little detail was the same as far as rebound control, and then not only directing pucks into the corner, but the way he gets back to after he directs into the corner, he gets back to the post. He does the same thing every time. There's a certain consistency to the way he does that because he knows the importance of the positioning. It's one thing to control the rebound. He's next level, already thinking about the next possible shot on goal.
I think consistency and composure are the two biggest traits that's been talked about his game. As Clifton fires a wrister and a save by Darcy Kemper. If it got through traffic, Danton Heinen right in front of him. Penguins take it back in the neutral zone, but cough it right up onto the stick of Cody Ceci, who played a bit for the Penguins for 53 games a few years back. Penguins steal it again. Away again, though. Blake Lizotte dumps it down to the Kings' end. Around the boards for Kemper. He'll spin it over to the near side for Brian Dumoulin, another former Penn. Couldn't clear it up along the wall. Lizotte slowed it down, dragged to Carlson. He walks the blue line at the near point. Saucers it up to Lizotte, keeps it in high slot. Towards the net, it goes wide, looking for a redirection. Novak plays it off the end boards. Mantha up to Carlson, snapped over to Wotherspoon, high slot. He'll take it over to the far point, dump it down to the corner. It's scooped up by Malkin. Malkin plays it along the wall, over towards the slot. One arms it above the near circle, drags it to the corner, couldn't handle it, throws it off the official skate. It's swept over by Dumoulin. Penguins keep it alive, though. Anthony Mantha down to the corner, left for Malkin. Chipped up to Wotherspoon, back to Malkin, jumped over his stick. Novak races after the loose puck. Malkin feeds Carlson, high slot, back down to Malkin, hash marks far circle. Cross ice Mantha at the point, curls around, shot fired, couldn't get the redirection, kicked out to the high slot. Mantha still got it, sends it to the point. Wotherspoon keeps it alive. Long shift here for the Penguins in the Kings zone. Played up to the point, Carlson a drive, redirected, but it still gets sent wide by Kemper. Sent down to the far corner, in behind the net. Puck pops up in the air as Mikey Anderson had Novak wrapped up. Penguins still with it. Wotherspoon high slot, wrister coming, tumbling puck saved by Kemper. Malkin sends one towards the net, doesn't get through traffic. And Trevor Moore from the far half wall will shovel it out to the neutral zone. Every King out there for at least 78 seconds. And now Koivunen is back in the Kings zone. Carlson sends it off the end wall to the far side for Koponen. He'll take it to the half wall, up to the point for Letang. Cross ice to Carlson near point. Downstairs, Kevin Hayes, tough angle shot, sizzled wide of the crease. It's played off the far wall by Letang. He'll drop it down.
Mikey Anderson stuck out there. He's close to 2 minutes.
Spun out to the neutral zone. The Kings finally get a bit of a clear. The Penguins try to penetrate back in LA's zone, but the Kings steal that pass away. Here's Turcotte in the Penguins zone. Near corner, shot on net, saved by Murashov. Pulled out by Koponen. Penguins trying to go in transition. It's Koivunen dumping it off the near wall down to the corner of LA's zone. 7 minutes gone in this game. No score. Penguins out shooting LA 5-3. They have control of the momentum early on. So Letang races after the puck, kept it alive for a moment in the Kings' end, but LA pushes it out as Kevin Hayes sends a hard check into Turcotte in the near wall. Both teams will get a change as the Penguins reset in their own zone. Brian Shea ahead to Brian Rust, who tried to dump it in, but it pops up, skims the netting, and sends us to our first break.
Or will it? Because this is on the other side of the red line. Yeah, hold the phone here. Are we going to go? We are.
No score here in Pittsburgh. You're listening to the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
Pittsburgh-based EQT Corporation is the top natural gas producer in the United States and is a proud sponsor of the Pittsburgh Penguins' pathway to net zero. EQT is an industry leader in cutting emissions and using our region's clean resources to replace dirtier sources of energy overseas. EQT and the Penguins are focused on achieving key climate goals and reducing emissions across Pittsburgh and beyond. Visit EQT.com to learn more about how EQT is moving towards the future and setting the standard for production of affordable, reliable, and clean energy.
Never-Ending 90s presents Ezra Ray Hart, 90s hits and Xmas riffs. Mark McGrath of Sugar Ray, Kevin Griffin of Better Than Ezra, and Emerson Hart of Tonic.
If you kid only see
A night of all the hits, November 20th, 7 p.m., the Event Center at Rivers Casino. Tickets make the perfect holiday gift. Visit riverscasino.com for tickets. Don't miss Ezra Ray Hart Live.
Do you know an educator that goes above and beyond for their students? Highmark and the Pittsburgh Penguins want to celebrate the educators who make a difference every day. Nominate an outstanding educator for the Highmark Most Valuable Educator Contest for their chance to win the ultimate away game trip, including round-trip flights, a 2-night hotel stay, and tickets to see the Penguins take on the New York Rangers at Madison Square Garden on February 28th. Nominate your favorite educator today at pittsburghpenguins.com/contests. That's pittsburghpenguins.com/contests.
No score between the Pens and the Kings. About 7.5 minutes gone here in Pittsburgh. It's military night presented by 84 Lumber. Penguins wrapping up the season series against the LA Kings.
Murashov getting a little professional courtesy here for an adjustment on one of his straps of his mask.
Sergei Murashov, 21 years old. 21 years, 222 days. Wearing number 1 in his black sweater in the Penguins' crease. Kings dump it into the Penguins zone, over to the far point. Brian Rust knocks down the pass as Brant Clark has to settle it down to the neutral zone. L.A. re-racks in their own end. Pitched along the far wall. LaFerriere kicks it out to the neutral zone. Connor Clifton will get there. Sweeps it up ahead to Ben Kindle. Quickly gets it over to Ryan Graves, playing in his third game this year with the Penguins. A quick shot on net from the neutral zone for the Pens. Quickly gets cleared out to the far side. Another shot on net from Ryan Graves this time. Kepper stops that one. Brant Clark into the neutral zone. Skates over the Penguins logo. Slings it off the far wall in behind Murashov's net. He'll slide it over. Wotherspoon pitches it up ahead to Connor Dewar. Far side of the neutral zone. He dumps it down to the Kings end. Around the boards for Kemper to stop. Slides it over to the near corner. Out of the reach of Danton Heinen. Kept alive by Connor Dewar with a shoulder save. He'll drag it down to the corner. Tough angle shot. Centering pass won't go. Loose puck over to the far half wall. Wotherspoon's got it. High slot Carlson. Wrister doesn't get through traffic. Where's the puck? Kemper's got it. Keeps it scoreless with 11:25 to go in this first.
Well, I'm not going to lie to you. A little concerned of what kind of energy the Penguins would come out with, considering they played yesterday. It's a game that went all the way to shootout. They had a big delay in their flight from Newark to Pittsburgh. But here they are out shooting the LA Kings 7-3. And they've come to play. And I would imagine that guy down to the left there wearing that number 1 has something to do with the start by the Penguins. Sergei Marashov playing in his first NHL game.
And Hughes was asked about that prior to the game, what kind of energy that can bring. He said when anybody makes their NHL debut, it can bring a little extra energy. But again, the LA Kings well rested. Here's a centering pass. They score! Tommy Novak on the doorstep. And the feed from Evgeny Malkin, who continues to lead the NHL in assists. And the Penguins strike first. It's 1-0.
What a play. All the way around. My goodness gracious. Parker Wotherspoon shaking and baking. Magic making. How about Wotherspoon? This is a face-off to the right of Kemper. That's where it all starts. It's a face-off win by Gino. There's a switcheroo between Carlson and Wotherspoon. So Carlson takes that face-off win by Malkin, comes down the wall. So Wotherspoon, the left-hand shot, playing the right point because there's a switch from that face-off. And Wotherspoon just explodes when he takes the pass from Carlson, explodes down the right side, hits the brakes, finds Gino in the soft spot in the high slot, and a perfect pass from Evgeny Malkin to Tommy Novak for that tap-in, and the Penguins are up 1-0.
Here's a block shot from Koivunen, races after the rebound, but he loses the race. Cody Ceci back in the Kings zone. LA breaks it out to the neutral zone. Trevor Moore in the Penguins end. Throws it off the end wall. Kicks off the boards. And then the back of the cage. But it's taken now by LA in the slot. It's Kuzmenko. Turnaround. Fires. Saved by Murashov. Fourth save of the day for the Penguins' young goaltender. 10:35 to go in this first. Penguins lead 1-0.
Good on Tommy Novak. We've touched on this a little bit about the Penguins in the past. You know, maybe not defending hard enough in front of their own net, but the other side getting their nose dirtier in front of the other team's net. And it all starts with, number 1, being there first, going there first, and then staying there. And maybe you get a whack. Maybe the other guy's bigger and stronger than you, but you set up that tripod and you just plant yourself in front. And that's exactly what Novak did. Got strong on the stick and trusted that Gino was going to make that backhand pass right onto the tape.
Novak's second goal of the season. Penguins lead 1-0. Here's the top line as Kindle rips a wrister, but a blocker save from Kemper. Out to the neutral zone it goes. Wotherspoon slows it down. Has some trouble finding a teammate. He'll hack it down to the Kings end. Racing it down is Brant Clark for LA. Spits it up along the far wall onto the stick of Fogle. Playing in his first game after missing the last 5 with an upper body injury. Got knocked down by Nick Foligno against the Blackhawks back on October 16th. Now the Penguins cleared out of their zone again. It's Blake Lizotte hustling over the Kings line to Danton Heinen. Kindle at the near circle. Tried to get a centering pass, but it sprawled out. Mikey Anderson slowed down the pass.
Kindle had to go from the backhand to the forehand. That little hesitation allowed the Kings to recover.
Hard hit from Clifton on Fiala at the near point. Keeps the puck alive in the Kings zone. Drew Doughty gets there first, though. Throws it over to the near corner. Again, Fiala taking a front of a hit from Clifton, but now the Kings back in the Penguin zone. It's Lafayette near circle, drags it to the crease. Clifton comes flying in, steals the puck away. Rolling puck out to the neutral zone. Mikey Anderson settles it down.
Clifton just gave one more cross-check before Fiala went off the ice. Gave one more, boom, right across the forearm.
Kings drop it down into the Penguin zone. We've got 9 minutes to play in the first period. Penguins lead 1-0. Tommy Novak with the lone goal. Here's Malkin into the Kings zone. Too much traffic, including one of his teammates in Mantha. LA will take the puck the other way, get it into the Penguins end, but cough it up. Malkin's got it again. Mantha to his left. He'll slow down in between the penalty boxes. Send it rink wide to Ryan Shea, who just hopped off the bench. 8:45 to go in this first. 1-0 Pens. Letang catches a pass from Ryan Shea, now up ahead of the neutral zone. Shea backhand chips it down to the Kings' end far corner. Kopanen first to get there, crunched into the boards by Cody Ceci, though. Fought for the puck in the corner. Kevin Hayes looking to kick it free. He does sweep it around the boards to the near corner. Letang races after it. Tries to joust for the puck against Yoel Armia. Pitched along the near wall is Anze Kopitar. Clears it out towards center ice. Kopitar playing in his first game against the Penguins this year. He was injured the last time these two teams matched up. Brian Dumoulin scoops it in behind Kemper's net, swings it over to the far side, couldn't clear it out. Cody Ceci takes the loose puck. Up to the neutral zone it goes. Carlson breaks up that play. Kevin Hayes has it. He'll slide it over to Joona Kopanen. Under 8 minutes to go in the first. Penguins lead 1-0. They're out shooting LA 8-4. Crosby now with speed in the neutral zone. Cuts over the Penguins logo. Gets to Wotherspoon, who dishes it down to the far corner in the Kings' end. Played off the far wall to the point. Wotherspoon couldn't keep it alive, but he hangs on to the puck, and now the Penguins are right back into the Kings zone. It's Kindle sweeping it down. Kemper plays it in behind the net, pitches it over to Edmondson on the near side. He'll throw it off the end boards to Brant Clark. Now Trevor Moore through the neutral zone. Nearly got stripped of the puck by Crosby. Kings dump it down into the Penguins' end. It's cleared out by Carlson. Crosby back over to Brian Russ. Now Kindle in the Kings zone. Russ keeps it alive along the near wall, but it's quickly kicked out. Carlson sweeps it over to Clifton. 7 minutes to go in this first. 1-0 Pens. Penguins will get another change as Clifton takes his time. Sends it up ahead. Goes off the skate of Blake Lizotte down to the corner. He chases after it. Pokes it up back to the corner for Connor Dewar. Sends it along the end boards. Mikey Anderson thrown into the wall by Danton Heinen. Dewar comes away with the puck. Up to the point for Clifton. Snapped over high slot Graves. Wrister. Shoulder save. Kemper. Loose puck in front. Heinen can't tuck it home.
Good, hard wrist shot by Ryan Graves. Right on goal. Making something happen.
Penguins still keep it alive. Here's Heinen. Far circle shot. Fired glove save from Darcy Kemper. He keeps it 1-0 Pens with 6:26 to go in the first period. Shots on goal in favor of the Penguins. 10-4. Make it 11-4. You're listening to the Penguins Radio Network presented by S&T Bank.
Join me, Gord Stellick, and Scott Laughlin as we recap the night that was on NHL Morning Skate, weekday mornings at 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91.
The biggest names in the game.
Trying to get behind Ristolainen, walks in, put it between his legs, shoots it, score!
NHL play-by-play on Sirius XM.
Join me, Scott Laughlin, and Gord Stellick, along with former NHLer Mike Johnson for NHL Morning Skate, weekday morning, 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91.
Under review.
And stop making excuses for bad goaltending. And is it bad? Is it horrendous? If you don't win because you don't make a save or two, yeah. The nature of it is the goaltender is responsible for 90% of the action. He's got to stop the puck. Why do we keep making apologies for goaltending? Stop it.
Under review with Mick Kern. 11 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91, and the Sirius XM app. Nothing puts you closer to the action than Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
St. Louis Blues General Manager Doug Armstrong, Alex Steen, speak to where that's at, the succession plan, and
he is going to be the manager after this season. You have to know when your expiration date is with a group, and I think it was time to be honest with myself that the organization itself needed to change, and we're excited to have Alex ready to take over.
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91.
Penguins off to another nice start. Tommy Novak's goal has them ahead 1-0. We've got 6:26 to play in the first period. Shots on goal in favor of the Pens, 11-4 in Sergei Murashov's NHL debut.
Good on Tommy Novak. We weren't sure if he was going to be able to suit up in this game today after taking that huge hit yesterday in Newark from Brendan Dillon, defenseman for the Devils.
Penguins win the draw. Chris Letang, a wrister in and out of the glove of Kemper as he'll freeze at 6:21 to go in this first. Yeah, Dan Muse going with the exact same lineup as yesterday. Only difference, Sergei Murashov in net. So face off to the right of Darcy Kemper, who's playing in his 11th career game against the Penguins.
Byfield's going to get waved here out of the dot.
Alex Laferriere to take over against Malkin, and the Penguins control after the draw. Mantha trying to keep hold of it along the wall. Got it down to Malkin, but it was kicked out towards center ice. Letang chopped at it, popped up in the air. Malkin helped drag it back into the Penguin zone. Tang doing a nice job playing keep away around Byfield. Now a stretch pass ahead looking for Malkin. Couldn't connect in the Kings zone. Dumoulin picks up the loose puck, chips it out towards center ice, tumbling puck down to the Penguin zone near corner. That'll be icing by the Kings.
Well, when America needs a power play, EQT delivers. Fueling freedom, strengthening allies, and unleashing U.S. LNG, liquid natural gas from right here in Pittsburgh. EQT, unleashing America's energy future.
I haven't seen either team's special teams yet today, but the Penguins still with the top power play in the NHL at 35%.
Did the linesman make a mistake here on the icing? Because, the stripes got together, and they're just going to put this at center ice. It happens.
I was a little surprised to hear the icing call, too. And Byfield against Crosby at center ice. Sent over to the far side. L.A. chops it down to the Penguins' end. Murashov plays it over to Carlson. Kicked out to the blue line and into the neutral zone, but Laferriere almost got a handle on it. The Kings regroup in their own end now. Up ahead to Laferriere. Fighting for the puck against Carlson. It's chipped out. Fiala's got it. The Penguin zone drags towards the crease. Works around. Backhand shot. Kept out of there by Murashov. And this is going to be a delayed penalty on the Penguins as the Pens finally get possession of the puck. Was it Wotherspoon that Fiala just danced around? And it looks like Sidney Crosby's going to go to the box.
Yeah, holy moly. Good friend of mine used to say, more moves than Mae West. Right there, Kevin Fiala.
2 minutes for hooking.
Wow.
So the Penguins will be shorthanded when we come back. 5:26 to go in the first period. Penguins lead 1-0. You're listening to the Penguins Radio Network presented by S&T Bank.
What is life-changing medicine? Is it returning to the playing field or your favorite hiking path after an injury? Or running with your grandkids after a joint replacement? At UPMC, life-changing medicine is all those things. Through innovative research, rehabilitation, and advanced surgical procedures, our experts get you back to what you love doing. UPMC, changing healthcare, changing lives. Life-changing medicine.
Looking for a delicious power play off the ice? Download the GetGo app and get a free 6-piece order of juicy all-white meat chicken nuggets, plus a dipping sauce of your choice. Or are you craving something that could satisfy the appetite of a Penguins player after sudden death overtime? Good news, the Pilgrim is served. Gobble up the traditional holiday favorites of roasted turkey, tangy cranberry, savory gravy, and crispy tots piled high on delicious stuffing bread for a limited time. GetGo, the official convenience store of the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Spotting the perfect fit is kind of your thing. So when it comes to finding a used car, start your search at FordBlueAdvantage.com and find the perfect certified pre-owned vehicle at your local Ford dealer. One that comes with serious perks, like a thorough inspection, a Ford-backed warranty, even a Carfax report. Because you know what they say, the best finds are the ones that feel made for you. Ford Blue Advantage. Used car buying that's built for you. Available at participating dealers only. See your dealer for details and limitations.
First power play of the game goes to the LA Kings here on Military Appreciation Night, presented by 84 Lumber. Penguins with a 1-0 lead over LA right now. But the Kings power play, who has just 2 power play goals in their last 7 games, with a chance here, 5:26 to go in the first period. Andrei Kopitar to take the draw against Blake Lazat.
Yeah, Pens PK. He killed 21 of 22 in the last 8 games, including 16 straight.
Pens with not only the best power play in the NHL right now, but the 8th best PK. Kopitar wins the draw, and it goes out to the neutral zone. Neither guy was ready for it for the Kings. Kempe settles it down, drops it back for Byfield, who accelerates through the neutral zone. Kings into the Penguin zone. It's Corey Perry, the veteran, at the far half wall. Sent around the boards to Kopitar. Pitched up to Fiala at the point. Slammed into the boards by Lazat. Loose puck down to the corner. It goes. Kopitar with a shot on net. He scores. It looked like it caught a deflection.
Yeah, went off Parker Wilderspoon's stick. And Wilderspoon just threw his head up in the air. That was an intended pass for the back door. And Wilderspoon deflected it and surprised Marashov. And it snuck over his shoulders. Marashov already knew there was a king in the back door, so he's pushing off from right to left. He's coming off that post, Joe. And just as he moved off the post, that's when Wilderspoon stuck his stick out and deflected it into his own goal. So I think Kopitar will get credit for it.
Andrei Kopitar will pick up his 9th goal in his career against the Penguins. And he's picked up points in his last 6 games against the Pens as well. We're tied at 1, under 5 to play in the first period. Evgeny Malkin tries the puck free into the Kings zone, but dropped down to the corner. Doughty throws it off the end wall, sent up ahead of the near boards. Off the stick of Armia. Now ahead to Kopitar. Slings it over far circle. Drags, fire, saved by Murashov. Swung around the boards. Actually, it popped up into the air. Had to have skimmed the netting. They blow the whistle with 4:37 to go in this first, tied at 1.
Next save for Murashov. He talked about that, the mentality of a goaltender. That's going to happen. You know, pucks are going to go in off your defenseman. Obviously, Wilderspoon's not trying to deflect it into his own net. He's just trying to intercept the pass, and it's just an unlucky bounce. And who I think is the most dangerous LA King offensively, Adrian Kempe, has a glorious opportunity, and Murashov makes an aggressive save to keep it 1-1.
Kempe leading the Kings with 17 points this year. 6 goals, 11 assists. And he's done very well against the Penguins. 9 goals in his last 6 games against Pittsburgh, but he was held pointless in the game back in LA last month. He was actually a -1 in that contest.
Not from a lack of trying or opportunities. My goodness gracious. He probably had at least, 3 or 4 unbelievable chances and just couldn't put it in.
Ben Kindle took a hard hit from Brandt Clark. And Kindle a little slow to get up. But they blow it dead immediately after, and Kindle headed right to the bench at the moment.
Yeah, I'm going to be really honest with you here. I didn't think it was a dirty hit. I thought it was a hard hit, but I also thought that Kindle put himself in a really bad spot. He left himself wide open as he was indecisive. When he got to the blue line, he was going to dump it in, and then he thought, no, I'll hang on to it. No, maybe I'll just go by him. And that indecisive moment there for Ben Kindle. He got popped pretty good there by, is that Brent Clark?
Yeah.
Yeah, Clark.
Well, he skated right towards the bench, made a U-turn, but then went right back to the bench and headed straight to the dressing room. Ville Koivunen out there right now with Sidney Crosby and Brian Rust. Kings had it in the Penguin zone, but the Pens broke it up. 4 minutes to go in this first period. We're tied at 1. Clark's pass gets slowed down by Brian Rust. Then he's able to block a shot, but the Kings still with it. Clark with it at the point, down towards the crease. Backhand shot, saved by Murashov, and he stays on top of it in the crease. With 3:50 to go in this first period, still tied at 1.
Did Kindle go in the room?
He did.
He did, okay.
Right
so
away.
We'll keep an eye on that. On 18-year-old Ben Kindle.
And I could be wrong, but it looked like his bottom lip was pretty red.
Yeah. Well, you split that lip open. You might have to have a couple stitches in there. I had the 5 or under rule. Something like that. Hey, Doc, how many is it? If it's under 5, forget the needle. Just start stitching.
How many times did that rule have to go into effect?
Too many. Look at my face.
Looks great from here. We're tied at 1, under 4 to play in this first period. Penguins fighting for it along the far wall. Byfield kicks it free in the corner. It's wrapped up by Blake Lizotte. Chipped out to the point. Fiala takes it, accelerates to the neutral zone. He's got Carlson by him, and Carlson getting in front of him. Murashov out of his net to play it, flings it up to the near side. Anton Heining comes away with the puck, and the Penguins end. Snaps it over to Connor Dewar. He'll hustle it through the neutral zone, chip it down to the Kings' end far corner. Chips and chases it to himself. Cody Ceci swings it around the boards, though. Out to center ice it goes. Turcotte trying to dump it forward. It's thrown down to the ice by Ryan Graves, but here's Fiala. Shot fired, and a blocked shot from Clifton goes off the end wall over to the far corner.
Really covered by Clifton. He got beat on that play, never gave up on it, gets stick on puck.
Under 3 to play in the first period. Kevin Hayes drags it out to the neutral zone. Now Ville Koivunen will backhand chip it down just off the top of the glass at the end wall as it's cranked around the near boards up to Turcotte. Koivunen throws Turcotte off the puck, chips it up to the point. Hayes keeps it out of harm's way to Clifton at the near point, down to Koivunen near half wall. Back up to the point. Saucers it to the near side for Graves. He'll curl around, leave it for Koivunen above the near circle. Those two just playing catch in that small vicinity of space. Puck pops out to the slot. It's taken by Warren Fogle. He'll drag it out towards center ice. Can't dump it in just yet. Now he will get it into the Penguins' end. Murashov out of his net to stop it. Ryan Graves pitches it back to Clifton with 2:15 to go in this first period. We're tied at 1. Kuzmenko steals the puck away in the near circle, looking for a centering pass. Hangs onto it, gets stripped from Evgeny Malkin. Malkin pokes the puck over to the far corner. Takes it away with 2 minutes to go in this first period. Malkin now swirling in the neutral zone. Gets it to Novak over the Kings line. Tried to go for a centering pass. Kings broke it up. Come back the other way with it. Armia can't get it past Ryan Shea. He'll take the puck out of harm's way. Sweep it in behind the end wall. Letang tried to chuck it out. Couldn't. Shot from the near point. Goes off the skate of Tommy Novak. That hurt. Rebound all the way out to the Kings' end where Kempe will take it, sling it over to Brant Clark. Kings back in the Penguin zone. It's Kempe. Nice move. Far circle down to the corner. Couldn't get around Shea completely. Pitched up to the point. Ceci wasn't there. Has to settle it down to the neutral zone. And Brian Dumoulin will tee it up down into the Penguins' end. Around the boards. Took a weird bounce, but onto the stick of Crosby. Slides it over to Letang. He tries to keep it away from Philip Deneau. Pitched out to center ice where Brian Dumoulin will drop it down to the Penguins' end far corner. Shea plays it off the boards. Over to the near side, Chris Letang. A little bit out of his reach. Slides away. Crosby feeds it to Dewar. 1 minute to go in this first period. Dewar chips it down to the far corner of the Kings' end.
Connor Dewar. Up to the penthouse, Connor. Playing with Sid with no Ben Kindle out here.
Under a minute to go in this first period. Wotherspoon chops at the puck in the neutral zone. Crosby couldn't touch it, otherwise they'd be offside. Wotherspoon with it again. Tried to send it forward to Crosby. Got a touch on it, but it only goes tumbling to the corner of the Kings' end. Kicked over to the far side. Wotherspoon sends it around the boards. Up along the near wall for Carlson at the point. He gets it to Lizotte. Lizotte curls around at the point. Drops it back down to Carlson. Played off the near wall. Centering pass. Bad save, Kemper. And Heinen can't get it to go. Almost took a lucky bounce for the Penguins, but Kemper was all on top of it with left pad save, keeping this game tied at 1.
Holy movement by the Penguins. Between Lizotte and Ryan Graves, and then you bring on Carlson, and they continue to just be in unison, very fluid. And eventually when somebody needed to just throw it at the net with bodies in front, it was Erik Karlsson. Just whipped it at the net, and they bounced it off a couple legs, and Penguins got a good chance out of that. Really good stuff by the Penguins.
30 seconds to go in the period. Face off to the left of Kemper. Malkin wins it. Carlson near point. Wrist a shot, doesn't get through traffic. Lizotte wrapping up Mikey Anderson in the near corner. A couple of Minnesota boys. They fight for the puck along the wall. Anton Heinen drags it out. Only gets to the end wall, though, as Doughty will pick it up. The Kings defenseman slings it out to the neutral zone. Carlson stops it. 10 seconds to go in the period. He coughs it up to Byfield. Kings have it. LaFerriere into the Penguin zone. Near side. Stopped at the point. Stripped of the puck. Fiala drives. Saved by Murashov. And that'll end the first period. So the Penguins strike first. But a power play goal by the LA Kings on a rough redirection from some friendly fire. Has this game tied up at 1. Shots on goal in favor of the Pens, 14-10.
That's a great period. That is a great period of hockey from the Penguins. They did so many things right. They're really playing as 5-man units. They're supporting each other. It's a back-to-back situation. There's going to be little hiccups, and that's why you expect the unexpected when out there. Do your job, but also be prepared to maybe help in somebody else that might have a little hiccup. And besides that unlucky bounce that went against the Penguins on the power play goal by Kopitar, a real solid 20 minutes for the Penguins.
The Iron Man, Brian Metzer, just popped into the booth. He's got the first intermission report for us. The Penguins and Kings are tied up at 1 here in Pittsburgh. You're listening to the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
With the NHL app, you can listen to every NHL game right from your phone. And with home and away broadcast feeds, you choose your way to listen. Whether you're at work, at the gym, or stuck in traffic, the NHL app puts you right in the action all season long. Every team, every game, everywhere you go. Download the NHL app and never miss a moment.
The Pittsburgh Penguins and Mitsubishi Electric have teamed up to transform the game day experience with a new state-of-the-art Diamond Vision video display system. See this display in action and find out why they are known as the makers of amazing by visiting MitsubishiElectric.com today.
It takes real beer to quench real thirst to give you real satisfaction. Iron City Beer is the perfect result of the skill and knowledge developed through 164 years in the business. Go on, grab one.
What's up, Pittsburgh? Brian Rust here, letting you know that I'm bringing back half-off milkshakes to the city of Pittsburgh. That's right, you heard me. Half-off shakes are back at Milkshake Factory when I score a goal. Rusty's Shake is a rich chocolate shake with oven-baked brownies, crushed cookies and cream, and melted hot fudge topped with whipped cream. And of course, a chocolate 17. When I score a goal, come celebrate with me at the Milkshake Factory.
Hey, Pens fans, Colby Armstrong here. As the official security partner of the Pittsburgh Penguins, the local team here at Vector Security is committed to protecting homes and businesses throughout southwestern PA. They are headquartered here. Their families eat, shop, and go to school and church in our communities. So they have a vested interest in keeping the homes and businesses of our neighbors safe and secure. Visit vectorsecurity.com/pens for a free security assessment that will address your unique needs. That's vectorsecurity.com/pens.
This is the Penguins Live Intermission Report.
The Penguins and Kings tied at 1 after one period of play at PPG Paints Arena on this Veterans Recognition Day. Brian Metzer here with you, and Sergei Murashov made his long-awaited debut for the Penguins. It looked pretty solid. Gave up 1 goal on 10 shots. Did the rookie skate before the game, and I don't think he was that far off of what we wanted to see from him. The goal for the Penguins was scored by Tommy Novak, his second of the season, finishing a nice feed from Evgeny Malkin at 8:48. But the Kings would answer at 14:34 from Anze Kopitar when Parker Wotherspoon knocked the puck in behind Murashov for the 1-1 game. Bad news, though, Ben Kindle leaves after taking a big hit from Brant Clark at 15:36. Hopefully he is okay. When we come back, I mentioned it's Veterans Recognition Day. Amy Smiley from 84 Lumber, who's the presenting partner, will join me to discuss everything that's going on next on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
Penguins theme nights are back at PPG Paints Arena, and this year they're bigger than ever. Fan favorites return, including Pucks and Paws, Star Wars Night, and Grateful Dead Night. Plus, we're adding exciting new nights you won't want to miss. Standout nights include Ugly Holiday Sweater Night, Mr. Rogers Neighborhood Day, Margaritaville Night, Country Night, and Peanuts Day. Ticket packages with exclusive gift with purchase are available now while supplies last. Check out the full lineup and secure your seats now at PittsburghPenguins.com/promotions. Penguin season presented by UPMC.
As the largest and most experienced program in the region, UPMC Sports Medicine knows that injuries can happen to anyone. Whether you're a weekend athlete, a rising star, or even a seasoned pro, That's why we offer a complete range of services and experts to help treat and prevent sports-related injuries to get you back in the game. To make an appointment, visit upmcsportsmedicine.com. The UPMC is the official healthcare provider of the Pittsburgh Penguins.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining Built Ford Tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the #1 selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series, Built Ford Tough. Based on 1977 to 2024 calendar year total
Hey,
sales.
Pittsburgh fans, this is Phil Bork. In hockey, big goals cause big momentum shifts. As we all know, our Penguins have scored a lot of big goals. As a founding partner of the Penguins, PPG also likes big goals and is pursuing them off the ice to better the Pittsburgh community and the world. Together with the Penguins, PPG increases access to free STEM education through the annual Science at Play and Sticks and STEM events at PPG Paints Arena. We like big goals because when we score them, we all win.
The Pittsburgh Penguins are brought to you by our founding partners, Coca-Cola and the new Coke Zero, founding partner of the Penguins. Now, back to the Penguins Live Intermission Report with Brian Metzer.
And welcome back into our first intermission report. Brian Metzer here with you. And today's game between the Penguins and Kings serves as our annual military appreciation game. And for the 6th consecutive year, we're proud to team with our presenting partner, 84 Lumber. Joining me to discuss this afternoon's events and all that's going on is one of my favorite guests. It's 84's Vice President of Marketing, Amy Smiley. Amy, welcome back to the network. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you so much for having me again. This is one of my favorite days of the year.
It's an awesome day for recognizing all of our servicemen and women across the country, and especially here in Pittsburgh. So thanks for all that you do with 84 to recognize them. And before we get into the day's events, I always like to tell people what 84 does for military and their families throughout the year. I know you really value their contributions in the service and out. And not only do you recognize that, but you're an employer of vets. You give them parking. You do all kinds of things. Just tell us a little bit about some of that stuff.
Yeah, so we were so excited this year. We celebrated 10 years of our Operation Appreciation, and that's our version of Military Appreciation Month at 84. So we give back to a lot of veteran organizations across the country. We have many veterans that work for us at 84 Lumber who are very tenured associates. And partnering with organizations like the Pittsburgh Penguins is just another thing that we do to give back to our veterans and our active military.
Yeah, it's really awesome to see all that 84 Lumber does, and you're a big part of that because I know you're really into all the philanthropic efforts of the organization and the marketing that goes into those. This game today especially, I mean, I think it's always special because you get to distribute tickets to get families in the building. You recognize those folks in the building. There is a camo hat being distributed. But one thing that went into that ticket distribution this year was the Gear Up and Go event that you held earlier in the summer, in June, I believe it was, where you and the Penguins came together to donate bikes and safety equipment. But a lot of those families that participated there are in the game today, right?
That's correct. And the Gear Up and Go was so much fun. We really tested our skills on building bikes. Who knew how complicated those could be?
Oh, I know.
But we built so many bikes, and the families were very appreciative of the bikes, and we're glad that we have some of them here with us tonight at the game.
Yeah, you know, it would seem like that would have been a fun event, too, to see not only the construction of these bikes, but to see everybody trying to do it. But there was all kinds of fanfare and everything that went into it. Penguins alumni were there, and then those folks get to be in the building here today. One other thing that I know that went into this lead up to the game was those surprise military homecomings. I know we had one back in 2024, and for the second consecutive year, you were able to help put together one just back a couple weeks ago here in the month of October. Tell us a little bit about that. I know I was in the building and I saw it play out on the Jumbotron. It's just so awesome to see the surprise on everyone's face.
Oh my goodness. I don't think there was a dry eye in the building. I know for me, those ones always get me, and they had no idea. She had no idea. And so that surprise was so special, and I had the opportunity to speak with both of them, and just so happy that he was able to come home and be back here in Berg for the game. And they were so appreciative, and partnering with the Penguins and the USO every year on those surprises. I mean, it never ceases to how patriotic it makes everybody feel, and it's just a heartwarming thing to be a part of.
Oh, it no doubt is. And that was Air Force Technical Sergeant Victor Salcido Trejo, and he surprised his wife, and she thought he was in Kuwait. And can you tell us a little bit, Amy, of what goes into that? Because I know I'm sitting there and I look at it and I go, didn't she think it was a little odd that she gets invited to the game and she's in the suite? And then I happened to be sitting by somebody that night and said, no, they have a whole plan that goes into effect.
Yeah.
And says, we're recognizing military families, but tell us about how that comes together.
So she's actually also serving. She's based out of somewhere in DC, Joint Base Andrews. Yes.
Oh, okay.
So she thought she was just being recognized for her service. So that's kind of how that played into it a little bit. And she thought he was delayed coming back. There's obviously some issues with government shutdowns and things like that. So it's always a moving target date. And no, I mean, the Penguins, the USO, I give them all the credit. They really worked on all the logistics of that. It takes a whole team to make something like that happen. And we couldn't be more proud to be a part of it.
Yeah, I love seeing it play out. It's just such a neat thing for those families, especially all the sacrifices that they all make. And they both do in that family because they're both in. We should mention as we wrap up here, Amy, and we are speaking with Amy Smiley, the Vice President of Marketing for 84 Lumber. There will be player autographed jerseys, pucks, additional memorabilia that will be put up for auction from November 9th today through the 17th by the Penguins Foundation. So look for that, and all the proceeds will benefit the Friends of Pittsburgh Fisher House. Amy, thank you so much for this. I always enjoy our conversation, and I know we'll get to do it a few more times throughout this season, but thank you again for the time. I always love it.
Thank you for having me. And let's go Pens.
Yeah, no doubt. Let's go Pens. You heard Amy there, and we'll see if the boys can get it done this afternoon. When we come back, we'll take a look around the league at some news, notes, and a little bit more, and you'll hear it next on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
The heaviest metal credit card of all time. Rumored to be one of only 18 in existence. Plated with the very same tungsten that forged the International Space Station. And wielded at business dinners like a samurai sword. It's a classic corporate power move. But the real power move? Having end-to-end visibility on your most critical shipments. FedEx, the new power move.
Pittsburgh-based EQT Corporation is the top natural gas producer in the United States and is a proud sponsor of the Pittsburgh Penguins' pathway to net zero. EQT is an industry leader in cutting emissions and using our region's clean resources to replace dirtier sources of energy overseas. EQT and the Penguins are focused on achieving key climate goals and reducing emissions across Pittsburgh and beyond. Visit EQT.com to learn more about how EQT is moving towards the future and setting the standard for production of affordable, reliable, and clean energy.
Do you know an educator that goes above and beyond for their students? Highmark and the Pittsburgh Penguins want to celebrate the educators who make a difference every day. Nominate an outstanding educator for the Highmark Most Valuable Educator Contest for their chance to win the ultimate away game trip, including round-trip flights, a 2-night hotel stay, and tickets to see the Penguins take on the New York Rangers at Madison Square Garden on February 28th. Nominate your favorite educator today at PittsburghPenguins.com/contests. That's PittsburghPenguins.com/contests.
Hi, Staggy here to tell you about another great product from Nova Scotia, Mr. Donair Beef Jerky and Sticks, the official jerky of the Pittsburgh Penguins. In Canada, Donair is similar to gyro meat, but it's seasoned beef, not lamb. And like 87, Mr. Donair Beef Jerky is absolutely off the charts. It's keto-friendly, high in protein, and Mr. Donair's gyro seasoning makes it the best jerky you'll ever taste. You'll find it on Amazon, Cohen Markets, Turkey Hill, Country Fair, and PPG Paints Arena. Mr. Donair, the official jerky of the Pittsburgh Penguins.
The Pittsburgh Penguins are brought to you by our founding partners, Rivers Casino, Pittsburgh's entertainment destination. gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Now, back to the Penguins Live Intermission Report with Brian Metzer.
Penguins and Kings tied at 1 after 1 in Pittsburgh on Veterans Recognition Day. Novak and Kopitar are the goal scorers. When we come back, Joe Brand and Phil Bork with second period action on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas, and by downloading the SiriusXM app, you can enjoy a gift bag full of holiday channels just waiting to be opened. Shake the tinsel right off the tree with Jolly Christmas. Let your children take control of the sleigh radio with Kids Christmas. Or relive timeless classics with holiday traditions. There are dozens of festive channels to choose from. Just download the SiriusXM app and search Holiday now.
The Power Play with Steve Koulias.
Winnipeg Jets head coach Scott Arniel. Has that number changed with the Olympics compressed schedule for Connor Hellebuck?
He keeps pushing for 82 games, certainly with this year and what's kind of going on. It is something that we seriously have to look at, and if we want to play well into June and to make that run to the Stanley Cup, I need a guy that's going to be able to be fresh for that whole stretch.
The Power Play, weekdays 3 p.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91 and the SiriusXM app.
We deliver the NHL.
Head coach of the Carolina Hurricanes, Rod Brind'Amour. What's the mental approach to get to the dance?
Every year you start at the same spot as every team, right? Like you're at the bottom of the mound. And when we get to that point, if we can, then we can knock down the final kind of stretch of highway we haven't been able to cover. You know, so let's make the best out of every day and play our ass off every night and see what happens.
SiriusXM, NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91. Experience the pinnacle of club soccer in the UEFA Champions League on SiriusXM FC. This is the place where legends are born.
Merseyside magic from Mo Salah.
Dynasties are built.
Real Madrid do what they do best.
And history is made.
It is a night to remember for Paris Saint-Germain.
Hear the top Champions League matches all season long on SiriusXM FC 157 and the SiriusXM app.
.com. Window Nation, the perfect fit.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
The best hockey lives here.
Back to Rick. Foresight shot.
SiriusXM NHL Network Radio.
20 minutes in the books here in Pittsburgh, and the Penguins and Kings are tied up at 1 on Military Appreciation Night, presented by 84 Lumber. And Sergei Murashov's debut, the 21-year-old Russian goaltender, with 10 saves so far today against the LA Kings. 9 saves out of 10 shots total. The one goal that did go by, redirection from some friendly fire of Parker Wotherspoon on the Kings power play. That's what has us tied up at 1 after Tommy Novak's first goal.
As I mentioned, Penguins had a ton of energy. They were really responsible defensively. You know, when you're playing in back-to-back situations, the main thing is make the simple plays, make the easy plays, make the instinctive plays. Keep yourself out of trouble.
Penguins did outshoot the LA Kings 14-10 in that first period. Penguins in their home black sweaters now attacking from right to left with Sergei Murashov in net. The LA Kings in their road white sweaters attacking from left to right with Darcy Kemper in net for the LA Kings. Connor Dewar is on the line with Sidney Crosby and Brian Rust right now, so it looks like Ben Kindle has not returned. We'll keep an eye out for that and any word from the Penguins that we get. This one goes out of play, stopping the action just 4 seconds after the puck drop. Opening face-off to begin this second period is brought to you by number 1 Cochran. Go one better. Crosby wins second attempt at the draw. Eric Carlson drops it down to the Kings zone. It's quickly spit back out. Wotherspoon up ahead to Dewar, who drops it down to the near corner. Races on as Mikey Anderson gets there first. Pitches it up along the near boards. Out to the high slot it goes. Carlson with a one-hand touch kept it alive, and now a snap pass was slowed down by Carlson, thankfully. Could have been a breakaway for Kevin Fiala. Now he fires it wide of the net. Rebound goes all the way off the boards down into the Kings zone. Crosby races after it, but Kemper will swing it over to the far side. Crosby gets a touch on it along the far wall. Dewar sends it down to the corner. Brian Rust up to the point for Carlson. Snaps it over to Wotherspoon. Near point. Sends it off the near corner. Took a weird bounce. Rolls all the way over to the far one. Crosby up to Wotherspoon. Wrister. Redirection won't go. And Crosby whiffed on a one-timer with a wide open net.
Byfield went stick on stick, and other fans want to call on that, but instead looking at the referees, he makes his way to the bench. I thought it was just a good job of Byfield getting strong on Sidney Crosby, because that rebound must have looked good as a pizza pie to Sid there. He just couldn't get anything on it because he was tied up by Byfield.
Little over a minute gone in the second period. Tied up at 1. Kings dump it in as Carlson sends it up ahead to Malkin through the neutral zone on the far side. He's over the Kings line. Cuts right in front of Novak. Coughed up the puck. Armia's got it into the Penguin zone. He gets stripped of it by Wotherspoon. Up ahead to Mantha. Now stretched all the way up to Malkin in the Kings zone. Curls around in the circle. Pitches it up. Shot coming wide of the net off the side of the end boards. And then pitched up out of play on Mantha's wrister. A little over a minute and a half gone in the second period. We're still tied at 1.
Hey fans, I want to talk about flex plans. Yeah, flex plans starting at 3 games. Pick your games, pricing, and seats. Savings of up to 20% off. Get your tickets today at PittsburghPenguins.com/flex.
We're going to face off to the right of Darcy Kemper. Kevin Hayes to take the draw, but he just got kicked out of there. Yona Koppanen will take over. Now we get another whistle blown. Now a drop of the puck. Penguins control. Koivunen with it at the corner. Tough angle shot off the shoulder of Kemper. Rebound to the slot. Koppanen keeps it alive, and it just went wide by Koivunen's attempt.
Koivunen is going to have whiplash. How many times has he just whipped his head back in disbelief when he's had unbelievable opportunities to get his first NHL goal?
Feels like 3 in the last 2 games. As Murashov plays the puck in behind the net over to the far side. Penguins clear it out towards center ice, but it's taken back by Trevor Moore. They'll pitchfork it down to the corner. Ryan Shea sweeps it away. Gets it up to Chris Letang. Now over to Koivunen, to Koppanen, cruising through the neutral zone. Over the Penguins logo, drops it down to the near corner around the boards. Over to the far corner. Kevin Hayes gets in the way, but Fogle will sweep it over to Philip Deneau. Couldn't cleanly handle it. Koivunen broke up the play. Kevin Hayes sweeps it up to the point for Clifton along the blue line. He hangs on, wrists one, couldn't get the redirection he was looking for. Graves a drive, glove save. Kemper seeing it the entire way. 2.5 minutes gone in the second period. We're tied up at 1 here in Pittsburgh.
Well, tomorrow night's Powerball jackpot now has an estimated annuity of $490 million. $490 million. Don't forget to play at your local retailer or online. Pennsylvania lottery proceeds benefits older Pennsylvanians every day. You got to be 18 or older. And please play responsibly. $490 million Powerball tomorrow night.
That'll be a nice little per diem before a trip out to Sweden.
Ooh, man, we could do some damage.
By a lot of meatballs. The Kings win the draw in their own zone. Swing it around the boards. Fiala's got it out to center ice. He's over the Penguins line. Sweeps it over to the side for Byfield. Shot coming. That got blocked by the Pens. This is a delayed penalty on the Penguins. Penguins are going back on the kill as Connor Clifton will go to the box.
And now they're saying Clifton and Fiala. They're going to call the first one. Fiala got knocked down once by Graves. I did not see the referee's arm go up. Fiala went right back to the front of the net. Then he got knocked down by Clifton.
Number 27, 2-minute minor for interference.
So they're going to call Graves on the first one. The arm didn't go up by the referee at center ice until Fiala got knocked down by Clifton. And I understand both sides of it. I understand why Graves is saying, come on, because it felt like Fiala went down really easy. But again, there's a 6'5", 225-pound guy that, sometimes he doesn't know his own strength. We got to put the governor on it sometimes.
The Kings picked up their only goal in this game on the power play the last time in the first period. Graves in the box, 1:45 to go on this Penguins penalty kill. Kempe feeds it to Byfield. In the Kings zone, he'll carry it up to center ice. Now Kopitar slides it over Fiala, far circle, slows down at the hash marks, brings it up to the point, shovels it to Kempe. Kempe down the wall for Kopitar, back up top, goes off the skate of Fiala. Blake Lizotte clears it down to the Kings end. 1:20 to go on the Penguins penalty kill. We're tied up at 1 early in the second period. Kings drop it back. It's Kopitar over the Penguins line. Fires it off the far wall, swings it around the boards. Ryan Shea looks to crank it out, and he'll do it. Goes tumbling past Corey Perry and all the way down to the Kings end. Kemper leaves it for Kempe. Drop back to Doughty. Number 8 in white skates it up towards the neutral zone, pitches it back to Philip Deneau. He skates over the Penguins logo, now over the Penguins line. Far half wall, cranks it around the boards. Kuzmenko waits for it at the near half wall, chips it down to the corner. Brandt Clark sweeps it back up to Kuzmenko. Up to the high slot, Doughty. Back to Kuzmenko above the near circle. Down to the corner, Brandt Clark, top angle shot, shoulder save by Marishov. Out to the near corner it goes. Clark fell down to the ice while trying to make a pass off. Penguins have it. Kopanen will hustle it up towards the neutral zone. Penguins have a little bit of numbers here. Over to Brian Rust. Snapped over to Shea. Jumped off his skate. Loose puck in the circle. Taken back by Shea. He'll rip a shot. It goes wide of the net. Over to the far point. Kopanen's got it. He'll kick it out to Wotherspoon, and the Penguins will continue to milk off this penalty.
Really smart by Kopanen. He was going to the bench for a change, but he kept his eye on the puck. He was able to keep that puck in possession by the Penguins. It's a little thing, but it just ticked more time off the clock.
2 seconds, 1. Graves is out of the box. We're back to 5-on-5. And now Connor Dewar steals the puck away, drops it down to the Kings end, but this will be icing as we get back to 5-on-5. 5 minutes gone in the second period. We're tied up at 1.
Well, building the future takes grit. No one does grit like Pittsburgh. EQT is ready to unleash the build and power America's next big win. EQT, unleashing America's energy future.
He's the old 2-9er, Phil Bourque. I'm Joe Brand. We're here in Pittsburgh. The Penguins are looking for their 10th win on the season. The LA Kings beginning a 6-game road trip today. They'll be in Montreal on Tuesday, Toronto on Thursday. The turnaround shot gets blocked by the Pens. Blake Lizotte takes it up over to the far side, chips it off the wall, out to the neutral zone it goes. The Kings back in the Penguins zone now. Turcotte at the point, shovels it down to the corner. Around the boards, Ryan Graves scoops it up. Sweeps it over to the far wall. Penguins can't keep a hold of it. Now Lizotte steals the puck away, gets to Wotherspoon. They'll bring it up towards center ice, drop it down into the Kings zone. Around the boards, Kemper stops it. Leaves it for Brian Dumoulin. Up ahead, Alex Turcotte. Couldn't get it cleanly into the Penguins zone. Connor Clifton slowed things down. Now Malkin with it, snaps it up to Mantha over the Kings line, near circle, fires, and save Kemper. Rebound over to the corner, swept up to the point for Clifton. He'll send it down around the boards. Mantha waiting at the far corner, looking to get around Ceci. Down to the ice he goes. Delayed penalty by the Kings, and they'll blow the whistle as Cody Ceci's going to go to the box for a tripping penalty. And the Penguins and their top power play in the NHL get their first look of the day.
Here's a call in my comments.
Los Angeles, number 5, 2-minute minor for tricking.
This is all Anthony Mantha. This is really all Anthony Mantha's work. There had been a battle going on between these two prior to this. And so maybe it's a little bit of Mantha, getting under the skin of Ceci, and then the puck comes around the yellow kickboard, and Ceci's like, now I'm going to get you. You just got me. And Ceci a little aggressive with his stick there, hauls down the bigger Mantha, and off to the power play go the Penguins in a 1-1 game.
Ben Kindle is back.
All right, Ben.
First look at the Penguins' power play today, and the first look at Ben Kindle since the first period.
Let's rub some dirt in it. Get back out there, kid.
That is a great sign. He did not look good after that hit from Brandt Clark. Penguins win the draw. Carlson at the point. Down over towards Kindle, but Mikey Anderson's stick kicked the puck out towards the corner. Fight for it along the end wall. Russ sweeps it around the boards to the near point for Carlson. He corrals it, sends it deep again. To the far corner for Crosby. Trying to go for a between-the-legs pass. It's still onto the stick of Kindle. Finds Russ. Shot fired. It goes wide. Over to the far half wall. Quinton Byfield will dump it on down to the Penguins' end. Marishov to play it with 1:30 to go on the Penguins' power play. We're tied up at 1, about 13.5 to go in the second period. Crosby into the Kings zone, feeds Russ near half wall. Down to the corner he brings it. Pitches it up to the near point for Carlson. One-timer Malkin off the post. Over to the far half wall. Malkin tries to muscle it down to the corner. Pitched up to the point for Kindle. Kindle takes it to the high slot. Carlson Down to Rust, back up to Kindle, over to Malkin, far circle, over to Rust. Got broken up by the Kings. Carlson keeps it alive at the near point. Rister coming, couldn't get the redirection. Sid right on the doorstep. The Kings will take it far side. It's Brian Dumoulin. They'll bring it up to the neutral zone. Milk off some more time. 50 seconds to go on this Penguins power play as he drops it down to the Penguins zone.
No goals so far. He's still got 45 seconds here, but Penguins have had 3 really good opportunities off of simple plays, winning puck battles, puck retrieval, and then attacking the goal.
Penguins have picked up 11 power play goals in their last 10 games. It's dumped down into the Kings zone. Second unit out here. Koivunen at the near corner. Flings it over to the far side. It took a bad bounce. Kings will take it to the neutral zone. Quinton Byfield trying to blast into the Penguins zone. Got slowed down by Chris Letang. Anthony Mantha picks up the loose puck with 15 seconds to go on the Penguins power play. Novak into the Kings zone. In the crease. Up high slide. Letang. A drive. Got kicked wide by Kemper. Koivunen keeps it alive. Mantha over to Letang. Back to Mantha in the crease. He scores! From the Penguins keeps the play alive, and they score a power play goal. Back on top 2-1 in the second period.
How many times have you seen it, Joe? The guy who draws the penalty scores the power play goal. It's Anthony Mantha. This was magical. This was just fun to watch, man. This was almost like the Harlem Globetrotters. Dun, 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 dun. They were just zipping it around. And how about that pass by Chris Letang to Anthony Mantha? The key here, the quick release of Mantha. It surprised Kemper. It's on the ice. It's not that hard, but it's hard enough to find the 5-hole. It's on the stick. It's off the stick. Anthony Mantha gives the Penguins their lead back. It's now 2-1.
Outshooting the Kings 20-11. Mantha's got his 8th goal of the season. Again, for a guy that played in only 13 games last year, dealt with an ACL injury. He had 4 games last year. He's already doubled that this year.
We got a Penguins power play here, or a Penguins penalty here.
Pittsburgh, number 43, 2-minute minor for high sticking.
Oh boy, that's not what you want. This came right off the face-off as Danton Heinen got knocked down and with one hand on the stick. So his stick is, as he's on his knees, flailing around, and he caught, I think, Corey Perry in the face with his stick. And right after the Penguins score a power play goal, now they got to go on the PK.
2-1 the Penguins lead, but will be shorthanded for the next 2 minutes. 12:06 to go in the second. You're listening to the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
NHL fans, give yourself some great looks this season and get Pittsburgh Penguins tickets at Ticketmaster. As the official ticket marketplace of the Penguins and the NHL, Ticketmaster has a wide selection of tickets available for every game, so you can catch all the action live all season long. If your plans change, you can sell or transfer your tickets, and mobile tickets make it easy to get into the arena in time for puck drop. With Ticketmaster, you'll ensure that when they shoot, you'll score. Get tickets today at Ticketmaster.com/Penguins.
What is life-changing medicine? Is it returning to the playing field or your favorite hiking path after an injury? Or running with your grandkids after a joint replacement? At UPMC, life-changing medicine is all those things. Through innovative research, rehabilitation, and advanced surgical procedures, our experts get you back to what you love doing. UPMC. Changing healthcare, changing lives. Life-changing medicine.
Hi, everyone. Julie Stewart-Binks here, along with former NHLer Nate Thompson. Join us on Energy Line as we share our takes, stories, and surprise guests every week. Patrick Kane, 3-time Stanley Cup champion. Team USA head coach Mike Sullivan, 6-time Stanley Cup champion Mark Messier.
With over 800 NHL games, I know a couple guys.
Biz didn't have Twitter. No one knew who he was, so I called Whit, and I'm like, how is Biz? He was like, I'm telling you right now, you're going to hate him. Then he'll be your best friend.
Listen on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts,
or wherever you get your podcasts.
Well, the Penguins are back in the kill, but they do have a 2-1 lead. Anthony Mantha with a power play goal just moments ago. Danton Heinen's high sticking penalty as the Penguins shorthanded again for the next 2 minutes. 12:06 to go in the second period. Face off to the right of Sergei Murashov. Blake Lizotte to take the draw against Anze Kopitar. And the Kings control. Fiala in the high slot to Doughty, rather to Kempe. Kempe one-timer wide of the net, kicked off the end boards and off the side of the cage. Pulled out by Carlson. He'll clear it down.
We talked about this in L.A. One of the few teams in the league that use 5 forwards on their power play, the L.A. Kings.
Kings have coughed up 4 shorthanded goals this year.
Most in the league.
Barry above the near circle. His wrister gets blocked by Wotherspoon. Keeps hold of it in the near corner. Sends it in behind the net to Fiala. Back up to Perry. Slid up to the high slot. Kempe, wrister. Saved by Murashov. Maybe it didn't get through traffic. Back up to Kempe again. Another wrister. Murashov stops that one. Loose puck over to the far side. He's swimming out of the crease. Puck is down in behind the net. Perry down to the ice trying to keep hold of it. Wotherspoon chips it up, but Fiala shovels it over to Kempe. Another wrister. That's wide of the net. And taken by Carlson. He'll clear it on down. 1 minute to go on the Penguins PK.
That's a handful there. You have Kopitar, you have Perry, and you have Byfield. 3 huge bodies in front of Sergei Murashov.
Top unit still out there for the Kings. 50 seconds to go on the Penguins PK. Carlson stops the dump in, clears it down again. Slow roller into the near corner. Brian Rust puts pressure on Fiala. He gets it over to Alex Laferriere. Now Doughty over to the far side. Pitches it back to Philip Deneau. Over to Laferriere into the Penguin zone. Kuzmenko near point. Sends it into the screen. Into the netting, rather. 28 seconds to go on the Penguins PK. They lead 2-1 with 10:34 to go in the second.
There's a couple times when Adrian Kempe, who was really the sole player on that power play at the center point position, he's kind of the last man back, and that's probably why they've given up so many shorthanded goals. But Kempe had a chance, a couple chances, to just grip it and rip it and let it fly, and he's choosing something different, like just a quick snapshot, looking for a deflection or a rebound for those 3 bodies that were camped out in front of Murashov.
Penguins quickly clear it down to the Kings end again, forcing Kemper to freeze the puck with 19 seconds to go on the Penguins kill.
Another small play, but big play. The speed of Blake Lizotte. He just went flying at Kemper, because on the power play, Kemper wants to play that puck, right? He wants the power play to have another crack with 19 seconds to go here. But because of the speed and the hustle and the smarts of Blake Lizotte, and going right at Kemper, Kemper had to cover up. He couldn't take a chance of trying to move that puck with Lizotte right in his grill.
Penguins trying to kill off their 17th penalty out of the last 18 after the Kings scored on a power play goal earlier in this game. Laferriere thrown down with the puck. Kuzmenko's got it. Wrister saved by Murashov. Rebound over to the far circle. Kept alive by the Kings. Doughty at the top. Out of the box is Heinen. We're back to 5-on-5. Kuzmenko out to the neutral zone it goes. No King was there. Doughty will have to race it down. Penguins lead 2-1 with under 10 to play in the second period. They're out shooting the Kings 21-14. Trevor Moore tries to slow it down, but Brant Clark has to send it rink wide to Warren Fogle. He'll drop it down into the Penguins' end. Near corner, Ryan Graves waits for it. Shovels it the other way to Connor Clifton. Swept around the boards, but Dumoulin's got it for L.A. Down to the far corner, sandwiched into the boards by Ben Kindle. Swept up along the far wall. Graves has it. He'll work around the defense. Pitch it over. And now it's taken away by Turcotte. Into the Penguin zone. Near side backhand shot. Pad save by Murashov. And a hard hit from Clifton on Turcotte into the boards.
Oh, with authority. Connor Clifton. He hits hard, and he hits the hurt.
He just pawed down a puck that was airborne from Danton Heinen down to the near corner, sent around the boards. Crosby took a whack at it, trying to knock it out of midair, but it's taken by Byfield over the Penguins line now. Works around Wotherspoon, but Murashov kicks the loose puck over to the near wall. Wotherspoon gets it up to Novak. He cuts through the neutral zone, takes it over the Kings line, in the crease, can't hang on to it. Sid plays it off the end wall. This is a delayed penalty on the Kings. Namped up to Carlson at the point, sends it right to Quinton Byfield. That'll stop the clock with 8:40 to go in the second. The Penguins are back on the power play with a 2-1 lead.
92 Los Angeles, 2 minutes for hooking.
So Brant Clark to the box. Penguins back to the PP. When we come back, already ahead by 1. You're listening to the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
If you want to win your fantasy football league, you need to listen to Fantasy Sports Radio. From lineup decisions to daily fantasy to waiver wire advice, injury updates, and so much more.
You cannot afford to drop a running back.
Our experts will help you dominate.
Don't ever bench your stars. I don't care if they're playing a good defense. Play them every single week.
Set your lineup with Fantasy Sports Radio. Your home for fantasy football all season long. Channel 87 and on the Sirius XM app.
Hey, Jim Rome here. What's cracking?
Hi.
Hope you're enjoying the game, and when you're not taking in a game, find us on Sirius Channel 161, XM Channel 206. In fact, we'll be there every weekday afternoon, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. If you've got something you want to break down from this game, you know where to find us. Just make sure you have it taken, don't suck.
Step your game up.
That has never changed. In fact, this show has never changed. We're just back home, and it's great to be there. Sirius 161, XM 206. See you there.
The best player analysts and insiders live on NHL Network Radio.
But the other thing that Connor McDavid has earned is he's earned a voice in what happens with the team. Where are you guys headed? What are you guys doing? I need to know, because he made it very clear in his comments, I want a chance to win and win again. That doesn't mean he gets final say. They need to listen to Connor McDavid. They need to express their views to Connor McDavid.
Get the latest opinion and analysis you need on the home of hockey, NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91, and the Sirius XM app.
Penguins with a 2-1 lead over the LA Kings here on Military Appreciation Night, presented by 84 Lumber. And the Penguins are back on the power play. They scored on their last one. Anthony Mantha to take a 2-1 lead. 8:40 to go in the second. Sidney Crosby will take the draw against Quinton Byfield to the right of Darcy Kemper. Drop of the puck, Sid wins it, but it went past the stick of Carlson all the way down to the Penguins' end. Murashov will play it. Penguins rookie goaltender has made 15 saves today. Ben Kindle left for a moment in the first period, back on the ice on the power play once again. He gets a feed from Malkin, sweeps it up around the boards to Brian Rust, coughed it up at the half wall, taken by LaFerriere with some speed in the Penguins zone, near circle drag, centering pass Byfield, big save by Murashov with the outstretched glove. Oh, baby!
Wow. What a save by Sergei Murashov. A malfunction at the junction by Brian Rust on a rim by the Penguins in the offensive zone, and you blinked and there was a 2-on-1 coming straight at your face there with LaFerriere and Byfield. The first pass hit the skate of Carlson, came right back to LaFerriere, then he sends it over to Byfield, and somehow Murashov was able to make that save with a glove hand.
Along with 4 shorthanded goals allowed by LA, they've scored 3 shorthanded goals. Sergei Murashov keeping that number at 3 with that big save just a moment ago. Penguins back in the Kings zone. Malkin at the far point. Downstairs, Crosby couldn't handle the pass from Ben Kindle. He was right on the doorstep as the Kings clear it down.
I think Sid there was a step ahead. He wanted to take that puck on the forehand, get to the backhand and roof it. And just in that little exchange right there, had to go off his stick.
Icing by the Penguins with 54 seconds to go on their power play. They lead 2-1, 7:34 to go in this second period.
You know, this is a rare occurrence here, Joe. This is only the 7th time it's ever happened for the Penguins. They're playing a hockey game and a football game against the same city on the same day.
Huh?
Only the 7th time. The last time it happened was December the 18th, 2022. The Steelers were at Carolina. The Penguins were at Carolina. And your Pittsburgh Steelers are in LA tonight to take on the Chargers.
Almost a Pittsburgh sports equinox. Let's see if we can get a Steel City sweep.
We've never had a double-dub in the previous 6 times.
Well, let's see what the Penguins and Steelers can fare here today. Carlson sends it down. Backhand shot Malkin. Saved by Kemper. There's still a loose puck, though. It's poked out to the slot and cleared out by L.A.
Well, Evgeny Malkin just slammed his stick on the ice. First of all, he was in so tight to Kemper. He didn't get much on it, but then he gave up on the play. Sid didn't give up on the play, but Gino did. If he keeps pitchforking away there, maybe the Penguins have an extra stick in there to shovel that thing in because Kemper thought he had it, and it was in behind him.
Only 5 seconds left on the Penguins' power play. Second unit's out there. Letang at the far point. 2 seconds, 1. Brant Clark's out of the box. Down to the near corners. We're back to 5-on-5. In the Kings zone, LA trying to clear it. They fight for it in that near corner. Koivunen tries to drag it out, pitches it out, but it's onto the stick of Brant Clark. Up ahead to Trevor Moore. Into the Penguin zone, he drags it, but gets thrown off the puck by Ryan Shea. He'll sweep it to the far side. Letang has to dive down to the ice to try to keep the puck out of the reach of Philip Deneau. Now Shea races after it in the near corner, shakes off the defensive Moore, but can't keep a hold of the puck. Deneau's got it. Trying to go for a backhanded centering pass, hit off the end of the cage. Doughty, a one-timer, goes wide of the net after hitting some traffic. Mantha chips it out towards the crease, hustling after it Novak. He's in the Kings zone, down to the far corner, curls around the net, stops on a dime and behind the cage. Went for a centering pass, got broken up by Moore. Penguins still with it. Shea at the near point now, up above the near circle, snapped it back over to Tommy Novak. It jumped off his stick. Down in behind the net, Mikey Anderson's got it. Philip Deneau at the near side. Down into Kevin Fiala. Now back over to Mikey Anderson at the far circle as he shuffles and sends it rink wide to Kempe. 5.5 to go in the second period. Penguins with a 2-1 lead over the Kings. Fiala back into the Penguin zone. Thrown into the boards by Blake Lizotte. 46 in black tries to take the puck away but can't. Shoveled over to the far point. Jumps off the stick of Edmondson. He has to resettle it in the neutral zone. Now back up to Fiala between the penalty boxes. Snaps it over to Kopitar. Kings in the Penguin zone. Here's Kempe. Tried to feed Fiala, but that went through his wickets. Out to the neutral zone it goes. Edmonton settles it down. Crosby breaks off the pass for a moment, keeps it alive at the point, sweeps it to Dewar. Wrister wide of the net.
How about Sid? Magical with that wand.
Rebound kicks out all the way to the neutral zone as Clifton will take it. Send it off the far wall for Sid, who will tap it down into the Kings' end far corner. Penguins get a change with under 5 minutes to play in the second period. Pens lead 2-1. Edmondson, far side. Dumps it down to the Penguins' end, near corner, swept up by Wotherspoon, slowly rolls out towards center ice, but Doughty will take it out of harm's way. The second overall pick in 2008 sends it ahead to Corey Perry, who was drafted in 2003. Now over to Turcotte over the Penguins line. Kuzmenko above the near circle. Wrister hit some traffic, banged off the end wall to the far side. Russ takes it away. Slid over to Wotherspoon, up towards center ice. Now to Carlson, over the Kings line, takes it down to the corner, centering pass, looking for Russ, couldn't connect, loose puck in the circle, taken by the Kings. Corey Perry ahead to Kuzmenko. Had some trouble with it, still gets it to Perry, who chips it down to the Penguins, and near corner to far it rolls. 4 minutes to go in the second period. Penguins lead 2-1. Malkin to Ben Kindle, now over the Kings line, near side, drags it, leaves it for Malkin at the point. He sends it rink wide, goes right to Kevin Fiala, he'll crank it the other way. Perry will dump it down to the Penguins' end. Sent in behind the boards. Murashov slows it down, waits for Chris Letang to get to it. Got it to Ryan Shea, now up ahead to Novak. Hustles it towards center ice, near side, over the Kings' line. Half wall throws it off the end boards. Kicked off the back of the cage, went to the far corner. Novak swept it away from the Kings, but caught it right up to Kevin Fiala. Now pitched away by LA as it's LaFerriere back over the Penguins' zone. And stolen away by Joona Koppanen, who will pitch it up out of play.
Oh, my goodness gracious. I cannot believe what Joona Koppanen just did. Oh, my goodness. He is going for a skate, and he's in disbelief also. He airmailed that.
Number 15, 2 minutes for delay game.
5 rows in behind the LA Kings bench. Ay, ay, ay.
You may have heard this before, but the Penguins will be shorthanded when we come back from break. 2-1 they lead with 3:20 to go in the second. You're listening to the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
Your Pittsburgh Penguins have hit the ice for the Military Appreciation Game, presented by 84 Lumber, to honor those who have served and are currently serving our country. Join us in celebrating our selfless service members by participating in the Military Appreciation Game auction. Player autographed jerseys, pucks, additional memorabilia, and more are available, with proceeds supporting Pittsburgh Warriors and Friends of the Pittsburgh Fisher House. Bid to win by participating in the auction hosted by the Pittsburgh Penguins Foundation now through November 18th by visiting pens.givesmart.com or texting PENS to 76278. Support local veterans with your bid today.
Spotting the perfect fit is kind of your thing. So when it comes to finding a used car, start your search at FordBlueAdvantage.com and find the perfect certified pre-owned vehicle at your local Ford dealer. One that comes with serious perks, like a thorough inspection, a Ford-backed warranty, even a Carfax report. Because you know what they say, the best finds are the ones that feel made for you. Ford Blue Advantage, used car buying that's built for you. Available at participating dealers only. See your dealer for details and limitations.
You know, I should have been a hockey player. My finances are 100% in the penalty box.
You should just put all that debt on ice.
Yeah, but how?
Well, when you get a home equity total line of credit, you can use that money toward making home improvements, consolidating debt, or anything, really.
Where'd you learn that?
I just made S&T Bank my bank, and they can also be your bank. You just got to drop the puck.
When it's time to set up a winning strategy, S&T Bank will get you in the game. Stop by a branch today or visit stbank.com/PensRadio to learn more. S&T Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Well, the Penguins will try and kill off their third penalty of this second period. They lead 2-1. We've got 3:20 to play in the second period. And Joona Koppanen in the box for a delay of game penalty. Face off to the right of Sergei Murashov. Lazat to take the draw. Penguins win, control, and dump it on down off the stick of Parker Wotherspoon.
That's what you need when you have Noel Achari in your lineup, and that faceoff is on the right side of the ice inside the Penguin zone. You need that faceoff win from Blake Lazat. You just got it.
Yeah, Achari had a positive faceoff percentage in pretty much every game before being sidelined to the injured list. The Penguins cleared out again. 1:35 to go on their penalty kill.
Those D-zone PK faceoffs for Noel Achari, he was at 61.5%.
Kings back in the Penguin zone. Around the boards to Corey Perry at the near half wall. Chips it up to Kempe. Sent it wide of the net. Far circle Kopitar. Plays it off the end boards. Out to Fiala. Snapped over to Kempe. Back to Fiala high slot. Wrister. Saved by Murashov. Freezes the rebound. 1:12 to go on the Penguins PK. They lead 2-1 with 2.5 to play in the second period.
And whose rump is right in the chest of Murashov? Corey Perry, of course. Corey Perry at 40 years of age. One of two players left from that 2003 NHL entry draft. That's the Marc-Andre Fleury draft. The other, Brent Burns, who went 25th overall to the Minnesota Wild that year. Only two players left in the league from that 2003 NHL entry draft.
It's Perry's 1,400th second game of his career. The Penguins drag it into the Kings zone on the stick of Lazat. Perry playing in his 10th game with the LA Kings. He's found a spot on this top power play unit.
I can't think of too many players, Joe, that have played both Anaheim and LA. Can you?
No.
Not many. There's such a hatred between those two clubs.
Imagine telling a Ducks fan about 15 years ago Corey Perry was going to be an LA King.
Yeah.
There's a wrister. Doesn't get through traffic. Letang sweeps it over to the corner. Perry pokes it over to Quinton Byfield. Now swept up along the far boards by Perry. Kempe steals it away. Down low for Fiala. Up top to Kopitar in the slot. Hangs on. Fires. Tumbling puck. Bounce past traffic. And Brian Rust will clear it out towards center ice.
Anthony Hyman was so close. That's why you heard me give a kind of whoa. He almost had a 125-foot breakaway.
But it was Adrian Kempe able to keep the puck away. 9 seconds to go on the Penguins PK. Doughty at the high slot to LaFerriere far circle. Back up to Doughty. Over to Fiala. Thought about a one-timer. Hangs on. Doughty hangs on. Fiala one-timer. Saved by Murashov. Out of the box comes Koppanen. Third straight PK. Successful by the Penguins in this period. And a 2-1 lead with 1:18 to go in the second period.
And the look of disgust by Corey Perry after that shot finally came in to Sergei Marashov's breadbasket off the stick of Fiala. That's a great job by Ryan Shea to tie up the guy they affectionately call the Worm, Corey Perry. And I know why Corey Perry was so disgusted, because he wanted the shot before he had position in front of Murashov. But Fiala and Doughty were just playing back and forth. And by the time somebody pulled the trigger, Shea was all over Perry. And an easy save from Murashov.
63 seconds left in the second period. Kings dump it down into the Penguin zone. Ryan Graves tries to crank it out. Slowed down by Doughty at the half wall. Then Kindle keeps it away and escapes it over to Graves. Up ahead to Sid. He'll curl around in the Penguin zone. He'll chip it over to Graves. 45 seconds to go in the period. Then ahead to Kindle, but off the far wall, sent back the other way by LA. Vogel dumps it down to the near corner. Graves races after it. 35 seconds to go in the period. Works around Moore, but doesn't cleanly get it off to Malkin. Graves with it again in behind Murashov's net. Up ahead to Malkin, near side. McKindle, who's in the Kings zone. Crosby at the point, shovels it down. Goes off the end wall, taken by LA. They'll spin it up the far boards. Fiala to Mikey Anderson. Cutting through the neutral zone. Sid breaks off a pass, but Fiala's got in the Penguin zone. Far circle, 10 seconds to go in the period. Armia couldn't get a wrister off. Malkin blocked it, brought it out to the neutral zone. Now over the Kings line, but he's offside.
I don't agree with this call. This is something the league has talked about. This happened in New Jersey the other night. Evgeny Malkin backing in to the zone, going across the blue line, but his stick is not touching the puck. So does he still have possession or not?
Yeah, no.
And that's what the league talked about, that yes, that is still possession. Your stick doesn't have to be on the puck. Your stick can be above the puck, but it's all in the eyes of the linesman, right? And they felt that Malkin didn't, and that's why Gino's hot. I don't blame you, Gino. You had possession. That is considered possession of the puck.
Well, that'll do it for the second period. Penguins pick up a power play goal. They kill off 3 penalties. And Sergei Murashov with an almost immaculate stop as the Kings had a shorthanded chance. 2-1 the Pens lead through 2 periods here in Pittsburgh.
Murashov's been unbelievable, as we expected. The only Kings goal came off the stick of Parker Wotherspoon. Other than that, Murashov has been on point. And now, all you need is 20 miles for 20 smiles before you head across the pond to Sweden to take on the Nashville Predators.
18 saves for the kid in net tonight. Penguins a 2-1 lead over LA. Brian Metzer just popped in. He'll have the second intermission report for us. The Penguins lead the Kings 2-1 through 2. You're listening to the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
What are 2 things the Pittsburgh Penguins have in common with Cleveland Brothers Equipment Company? Hard work and dedication. If you're looking for heavy equipment, need a specific part, or want expert service, talk to the industry leaders at Cleveland Brothers, your local CAT dealer. We provide solutions and products for construction, landscaping, oil and gas, electric and industrial power, highway, and more. Let us help you score the winning goal. Visit www.clevelandbrothers.com to learn more.
Pittsburgh-based EQT Corporation is the top natural gas producer in the United States and is a proud sponsor of the Pittsburgh Penguins' pathway to net zero. EQT is an industry leader in cutting emissions and using our region's clean resources to replace dirtier sources of energy overseas. EQT and the Penguins are focused on achieving key climate goals and reducing emissions across Pittsburgh and beyond. Visit EQT.com to learn more about how EQT is moving towards the future and setting the standard for production of affordable, reliable, and clean energy.
Kimberly-Clark Professional is proud to be a champion sustainability partner of the Pittsburgh Penguins. Together, they are driving change to help reduce impact through a commitment to sustainable products and services. Learn more at kcprofessional.com/sustainability.
Keeping your home warm in the winter and cold in the summer, Mitsubishi Electric is a top manufacturer of heating and air conditioner products. And they're hiring. To elevate your career in engineering, project management, product assembly, and more, visit MEPPI.com/careers. The Steel City knows a thing or two about winners. When it comes to environmental services, WM has been winning for over 50 years. We have over 45,000 MVPs on our roster across North America, from truck drivers to sales professionals and everything in between. And right now, we're looking for Pittsburgh area professionals to join our winning team, because doing what's right for our planet is vital work, best tackled together. We offer competitive pay, great benefits, and tons of other perks. Start your new career by visiting careers.wm.com. That's careers.wm.com.
This is the Penguins Live Intermission Report.
Penguins ahead of the Kings 2-1 after 2 periods of play at PPG Paints Arena. During this Military Appreciation Day, Brian Metzer back here with you, and the lone goal of the second period comes off the stick of Anthony Mantha, his 8th of the season, from Chris Letang and Ville Koivunen. It was on the power play, so you like to see that. They are just continuing to roll along with the extra man, and it was Cody Ceci in the box at 5:52 for tripping. Penguins had to kill off a number of penalties in that period. Ryan Graves, Stanton Heinen, and Koponen all went. The first for interference, then it was high sticking, then a delay of game for puck out of play, up over the glass, and they've gotten through those, fairly unscathed, other than allowing a pretty quality shorthanded opportunity during the one power play that they were on with Brant Clark in the box, because they did have a second power play in the period. He went for hooking and they allowed Quentin Byfield to get a shot on Murashov on a 2-on-1. Murashov made a very quality leg glove type save as they worked that give and go in front of him. So overall, you like that one goal being scored for the home team. And I should mention the biggest news of the period. Ben Kindle did come back. So we had that scare in the first period with him leaving injured. Did not come out with the team at the beginning of the second period. However, when they went to ice the unit for that power play opportunity at 5:52, he was part of it. And at the very beginning of that extra man attack. So great to see that, because if they were to lose him, we've all seen all the statistics being bandied about. He's been so quality at generating offense, being a two-way player, getting back, defending, just generating scoring opportunities no matter who he's playing with. And to have him come out, it may have been one of the more impactful injuries with so many other injuries that they've been dealing with all along. If you're wondering how Murashov has fared so far, I told you he's only allowed the one goal, has faced 19 shots in the game. 9 of them came in that period and looked pretty solid in stopping all of the shots that he did face. Penguins put 9 on Darcy Kemper on the other side and have 23 for the game, so they are ahead in that marker, 23-19. A lot to like so far. We'll see if they can continue to build upon it and finish this one out in the third period. When we come back here, it will be time for some hockey talk with the old 2-9er Phil Bourque, and he joins me next on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
It used to be Ready, Set, Go.
And what is it now? Say it again.
Now it's Ready, Set, 4!
Wow, the blue oval. That's what it is. Hey, that worked. Teach me how to shoot.
It's not that hard.
Did you ever have a goal?
I actually had one hat trick.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did.
Really?
Yeah.
So
Madison Square Garden.
So you, Phil Bourque, had a hat trick.
Yeah.
So that's 1, 2, 3.
Selection, savings, and best price guaranteed.
Because that's who we are. It's who we are and what we do, Phil.
SchultzFord.com.
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 Yeehaw.
Protecting your assets should not be. When it comes to insurance, employee benefits, or surety bonding, rely on the industry experts at Suber to help you minimize risk, maximize potential, and improve your bottom line. Suber, an official partner of the Pittsburgh Penguins.
It takes real beer to quench real thirst, to give you real satisfaction. Iron City Beer is the perfect result of the skill and knowledge developed through 164 years in the business. Go on, grab one.
As the largest and most experienced program in the region, UPMC Sports Medicine knows that injuries can happen to anyone, whether you're a weekend athlete, a rising star, or even a seasoned pro. That's why we offer a complete range of services and experts to help treat and prevent sports-related injuries to get you back in the game. To make an appointment, visit upmcsportsmedicine.com. The UPMC is the official healthcare provider of the Pittsburgh Penguins.
This Pittsburgh Penguins moment is brought to you by the officers, members, and families of Local Union Number 5 of the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers. Our members have lived and worked in the region since 1897, providing all of the electrical and telecommunications needs of commercial, industrial, and residential customers. We offer a state-of-the-art training center that is second to none and internationally recognized. Local Union Number 5 of the IBW will be here to stand by you for all of your electrical installation needs today and well into the future. Our members show their hometown pride supporting the Pittsburgh Penguins.
This is the Penguins Live Intermission Report.
Penguins ahead of the Kings 2-1 after 2 here in Pittsburgh. Brian Metzer back with you, and now joined by the old 2-9er Phil Bourque. And Bourque, I got a couple of notes that I took during the game I wanted to ask you about. Kings have employed on a couple occasions now the 5-forward power play. You don't see that a whole lot anymore. Just what are the pros and cons of doing that?
That's their number one unit.
Yeah.
That's what they use now. They use it all the time.
Yeah.
That's their second unit. They use a Doughty out there as a defenseman.
Yeah, and he had been out there a little bit with him today. Yep.
Yeah, and I just think because the 5 forwards are all worthy of a number one unit. Again, we mentioned 4 shorthanded goals against, and we're only a quarter of the way through the season. So risk and reward, right?
We lived it a little bit here in Pittsburgh back in the day.
Yeah, we did. And I don't know. They don't feel comfortable with any of their defensemen to be the number one, to be the guy. You know, Drew Doughty used to be that guy, but
he's a little long in the tooth.
A little long in the tooth. And they just feel like, okay, if we put Doughty out there, who do we take off?
Yep.
You know?
I mean, they're all snipers. Every guy that's out there can score.
You're right. I mentioned the players they have in front.
Oh, yeah.
With Kopitar. And then you have Byfield. And then you got Corey Perry. You and you got to have Fiala out there, and you have to have Kempe out there. So there's your 5 guys. They're all worthy to be on the number 1 unit.
Yeah, it's great to see that. And speaking of forwards, on the Penguins side of it, Evgeny Malkin talked over the summer about the chemistry he felt he would have with the Tommy Novak. I think it was on display on the goal they scored, but just your thoughts on that combination, and do you think it's something that they can stick with while dealing with the injuries they have?
I haven't been able to shoehorn it in yet. Joe just won't shut up, won't let me.
Well, he likes to gab.
I wanted to mention how good Evgeny Malkin looks in this back-to-back.
Yeah.
He is just energized. He is galloping Gino, and he looks great. And maybe that he's excited to play with Tommy Novak, but this is the best I've seen Tommy Novak look, too, after taking that big hit from Brendan Dillon.
He's had a good couple of weeks.
We weren't sure if he was going to come back and play in this game, but he's in. He looks really great going to the net. And it's funny how you get that 1 goal early on that pass by Evgeny Malkin, and you could just feel his confidence, right? That he feels like he's in the game now. He's hungry to get that second one. And that line, we're wondering who's going to fill in for Justin Brazeau, because we know how good Gino and Mantha's been.
Yep.
We weren't really sure who was going to fit in. For the time being, that Tommy Novak looks pretty good up there.
Well, you transition me right into Mantha. I feel like he's really taken big steps in his game over the last week and a half, too, and starting to score some goals, using his size, getting to the net. Just, do you think, I think consistency has been an issue for him over his career, but he looks fairly consistent right now.
Health and consistency, right? For a big guy like that. I thought, and again, this isn't a knock, it's an observation. I thought he was quiet in training camp and preseason. I thought he was a little bit quiet early on, too. But you're right. Each game are a giant step forward, right? The things that he's doing, the little things that he's doing, the subtleties to his game, drawing the penalty before he scores the power play goal, all those things are impactful into the game. And he's figuring it out. He's getting the answers to the quiz, right?
Oh, no doubt.
To know that he's going to be on the line with Evgeny Malkin, I'm sure that gets him giddy for every puck drop.
I think it would get all of us giddy to play with a center that has that type of talent. Borky, that's how I feel when I do this with you, skating with somebody with such talent.
Okay, talk to you from Sweden.
Thank you, my friend.
All right.
That is the old 2-9er, Phil Bork. Always great hockey talk with him. When I come back, some news and notes from around the National Hockey League. We'll hear it next on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, call America's largest injury law firm. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients, to deliver more for you. If you or anyone in your family has been injured in a car accident, call us now, as the time to file a claim may be limited. Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com or an office near you.
Proud sponsor of the Pittsburgh Penguins. Office is Pittsburgh.
As the official professional products partner of the Pittsburgh Penguins, Kimberly-Clark Professionals deliver trusted brands like Scott, Kleenex, and Wipe-All to deliver game-ready hygiene solutions that keep facilities clean, efficient, and prepared for action. Learn more at kcprofessional.com.
Education Professionals has been providing quality child care and preschool education for over 40 years. To find one of our 20 convenient locations near you, visit tendercarelc.org. Tender Care Learning Centers is the child care provider of the Pittsburgh Penguins.
It takes all of us to take action and bring awareness to create a better community and environment. Penguins Pledge brings together key Penguins business partners with a common goal to create a more environmentally conscious community. Together with our Pledge Impact partners, Davey Tree, Excelitas, Duquesne Light Company, and WM, Penguins Pledge is a commitment to a better and more sustainable Pittsburgh. Learn more at pittsburghpenguins.com/Penguins Pledge. Do you know an educator that goes above and beyond for their students? Highmark and the Pittsburgh Penguins want to celebrate the educators who make a difference every day. Nominate an outstanding educator for the Highmark Most Valuable Educator Contest for their chance to win the ultimate away game trip, including round-trip flights, a 2-night hotel stay, and tickets to see the Penguins take on the New York Rangers at Madison Square Garden on February 28th. Nominate your favorite educator today at pittsburghpenguins.com/contests. That's pittsburghpenguins.com/contests. This segment of the Penguins Live Intermission Report is brought to you by Smith's Hot Dogs, proud sponsor of the Penguins and official hot dogs at PPG Paints Arena.
Penguins hold a 2-1 lead over the visiting Los Angeles Kings here today on this Veterans Appreciation Day at PPG Paints Arena. Brian Metzer here with you, and obviously we're all jazzed to see Sergei Murashov make his debut with the team tonight. We're just one goal allowed on 19 shots, so we'll keep you abreast of what happens with him as we move through the rest of the afternoon. But some notes from around the league. Pierre-Luc Dubois, we all know he is a valuable center for the Washington Capitals. Going to be out 3 to 4 months now after he had surgery Friday to address injuries to his abdominal and abductor muscles. And this is something he's been dealing with. I know the 27-year-old forward is kind of up and down with the ebb and flow of his career and trying to live up to the hype of being selected so high by the Columbus Blue Jackets a number of years ago. And he really seemed to be finding a foothold in Wash, but unfortunately is going to be out all of this time now. He did return for a 3-game stint, but was just injured because he was out injured before. He came back for 3 games, injured again during the first period of a 3-1 loss to the New York Islanders on Halloween, and now hasn't played, and they announced he's had this surgery. Dustin Woll is going to be going, Joseph Woll, sorry, I was thinking of Wolf from Calgary. Joe Woll is going down to the AHL to begin a conditioning assignment with them, and hopefully he'll be able to get himself back to the Maple Leafs here soon. He was very instrumental to their success last year and a big part of what they hope to do if they make a run in the playoffs this year. So we'll keep you posted on injuries across the league as we do these segments throughout the year. When we come back here, you are going to have third period action. Joe Brand, Phil Bork, they'll have it for you next on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
It's Jimmy Fallon, and I'm back. Get ready for the holidays with my exclusive Sirius XM channel full of classic holiday songs handpicked by me. Simply having a wonderful Christmas time. Jimmy Fallon's Holiday Seasoning Radio. It's super fun. Check out channel 15 on Sirius XM. Get seasoning now. Through December 26th live.
Experience the pinnacle of club soccer in the UEFA Champions League on Sirius XM FC. This is the place where legends are born.
Merseyside magic from Mo Salah.
Dynasties are built.
Real Madrid do what they do best.
And history is made.
It is a night to remember for Paris Saint-Germain.
Hear the top Champions League matches all season long on Sirius XM FC 157 and the Sirius XM app.
The best player analysts and insiders live on NHL Network Radio.
But the other thing that Connor McDavid has earned is he's earned a voice in what happens with the team. Where are you guys headed? What are you guys doing? I need to know, because he made it very clear in his comments, I want a chance to win and win again. That doesn't mean he gets final say. They need to listen to Connor McDavid. They need to express their views to Connor McDavid.
Get the latest opinion and analysis you need on the home of hockey, NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91, and the Sirius XM app.
Join me, Gord Stellick, and Scott Laughlin as we recap the night that was on NHL Morning Skate, weekday mornings at 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91.
The biggest names in the game.
Trying to get behind Ristolainen, walks in, put it between his legs, shoots it, score!
NHL play-by-play on Sirius XM. MLS, NWSL, the USL, and more covering the beautiful game here at home. American soccer lives on Sirius XM FC 157.
Nation.com. Window Nation, the perfect fit.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
The biggest names in the game.
Quickly in. Here's Giroux going to the net. Shoots one. He scores!
Sirius XM, NHL Network Radio.
Penguins with a 2-1 lead over the LA Kings through 2 periods. They're trying to close out a season sweep against LA. Help Sergei Murashov win in his NHL debut. But it's not going to be easy. The Kings, a very good team on the road this year, 5-1-2 with a 6-game point streak on the road. And the Penguins right now with a 1-goal advantage and looking for more.
Teams understand where they sit right now. They're 1 point out of a wild card spot in that highly competitive Pacific Division.
Well, again, the Penguins will be heading to Sweden after this one. But fans, be sure when the team comes back to head over to PPG Paints Arena for a Penguins-filled weekend on November 21st and 22nd. And November 21st will be one of the first 7,500 fans in the building to receive a Hockey Fights Cancer beanie presented by UPMC Hillman Cancer Center. And then Saturday, the next day on the 22nd, a scarf giveaway as a high stick stops the action. Presented by PPG for the first 7,500 fans. For more information, you can go get your tickets at PittsburghPenguins.com.
So 2 games in 11 days. Those will be the 2 games in Sweden. Come home. Just some home cooking, man. So Minnesota and Seattle. And rare back-to-back days, back-to-back home games. I promise you, folks, you can thank me later. You will be highly entertained watching this version, 25-26 Pittsburgh Penguin team. They are fun to watch.
And very warm with a new beanie, a new scarf. Opening face-off to begin this third period is brought to you by number 1 Cochrane. Go one better. The Penguins in their home black sweaters attacking from left to right. The LA Kings in their road white sweaters attacking from right to left. They're entering the Penguin zone, but Erik Karlsson stripping the puck away from Byfield. Kings take it back. Shot on net. Kept out of there by Marusov. Rust coughs it up to Fiala now. Far circle. He cuts through in the circle. Shot fired high in the net on the attempt from Laferriere. Now Byfield tries to keep hold of the puck in the near corner. Gets it to the near circle for Laferriere. Pitched out to the slot. Rust was there. He'll push it up ahead to Ben Kindle, who will drop it down into the Kings zone.
And the scouting report on Sergei Marusov is he embraces the moments. And this is the moment here for the Penguins in the third period. Marusov just made his first big save of the third on Alex Laferriere.
Only goal that Marusov is allowed today was a redirection from Parker Wotherspoon in the Kings power play. It was a tough angle shot from Anze Kopitar in the corner. Now Malkin tries to steal the puck away in the Kings zone. Gets it to Mantha in the circle. Whiffed on a wrister. Puck goes sliding over to the corner. He tries to push it ahead, but the Kings pull it out. Yoel Armia, the neutral zone on the near side. Coughs it up to Ryan Shea. He'll snap it ahead to Mantha. Caught him a little awkwardly on the stick. Couldn't take it cleanly into the Kings zone. Now Armia tries to shovel it into the Penguin zone. Taken back by this second line. Dropped down to the near corner, slowly rolls over to Kemper. He'll play it up along the near wall. Clifton keeps it alive at the near point. Down to Blake Lizotte at the half wall. Snaps it over to Graves, far point. Wrister tumbles wide. Goes over to the corner, onto the stick of Armia. He'll race it out towards center ice. Stanton Heinen slows things down as the Kings drop it down to the corner. Clifton waits along the end wall. Fake to clear out, send it the far way, but now it's kept alive by Warren Fogle. Fight for the puck along the far half boards. Lizotte gets it to Heinen, who escapes it out to Connor Dewar. Over the Penguins logo, he chips it down into the Kings end, shoveled out by LA, but onto the stick of Blake Lizotte. Back over the Kings line, and the former King drops it down to the near corner. Dewar shovels it over to the far side, swept over to Trevor Moore. He'll play it off the wall for the Kings, hustle it out towards center ice. Trying to drag it into the Penguins zone. He had the wrong side of it. Now he's back in there cleanly. Moore, a wrister, glove save, Marusov. Reading it the entire way. Keeps it 2-1 Penguins with 2.5 minutes gone in this third.
Is that a confident glove save? Man. And Trevor Moore can let it fly, and that's from probably a good 35, 37 feet out. Marusov loved the positioning on the top of his blue paint. Confident save. Waits for the whistle, then flips it up out of his glove, right onto the kind of the wrist part of his glove, and then throws it on the back of the net. Gets ready for the next one. What a cool customer, Sergei Marusov.
I will say I was right in front of Sergei Marusov driving in today, and before entering the parking lot, he stopped and signed autographs for the fans, waiting for him. All had signs. Welcome to the NHL, Sergei Marusov.
Yeah.
There's a loose puck into the Kings zone. Darcy Kemper swings it over to the far side out of the reach of Joona Koppanen. Now towards center ice. It goes rolling over to the near wall. Scooped up Ville Koivunen for the Pens. Maps it up ahead to Kevin Hayes. Works it around Drew Doughty. Tries to dump it into the Kings zone, but it's taken by Alex Laferriere. He cuts over the Penguins logo. Now over the Penguins line. Stripped out of the way by Crosby. Taken back by Mikey Anderson. He'll crank it around the boards. Wotherspoon first to touch it at the far corner. Then behind Marushov's net, he feeds it over to Sid, who sends it rink wide to Koivunen, near side. Now he'll snap it up ahead to Brian Rust over the Kings line. Drop back to Crosby in the circle. Back to Rust. Almost redirected. Kick save by Kemper.
Oh, what a beautiful give and go between Rust and Sid. And that's a lightning quick toe save, left toe save by Kemper on Brian Rust to keep it 2-1 Pens.
16:20 to go in regulation. Letang's got it now above the near circle. Centering pass couldn't connect with Crosby. He was wrapped up by a couple of Kings. It goes off the official skate. Ryan Shea keeps it alive. Crosby's got it above the circle. Tried to shovel it up top. The Kings nearly had an opportunity to break it out with numbers. They're back over the Penguins line now, though, offside. 16 minutes to go in regulation. 2-1 Pens.
Well, this Tuesday's Mega Millions jackpot, you ready for this one? Now has an estimated annuity of $900 million. $900 million? So don't forget to play at your local retailer or do what the cool kids do. You can play online. Pennsylvania lottery proceeds benefit older Pennsylvanians every day. You got to be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Mega Millions, $900 million.
That'll do. Penguins have it in the Kings zone. Backhanded centering pass from Mantha. Stolen away by LA, but the Penguins take it back. Ryan Shea dumps it deep. Tommy Novak thrown down to the ice in the far circle by Dumoulin. Comes back to his feet, though. Keeps the puck away. Gets it to Shea. Centering pass. Couldn't connect with Malkin. Kept out of there by Kemper. Novak sweeps it up to Shea at the point. Back to Novak in the corner. Missed his stick. Malkin slows it down and behind the net. Gets it up to Mantha. Now over to Letang at the point. Thought about a one-timer. Instead snaps it over to Malkin. Turnaround shot wide of the net off the corner. It's played by Letang. Tough angle shot. Pad save Kemper. Sent over to the near side. Rolls up the wall for Deneau. He'll chip it forward for Trevor Moore. Here come the Kings in transition to the Penguins zone. Perry scores. Corey Perry, the 40-year-old in his 10th game with the LA Kings. His 7th team of his career, ties this game up at 2. Just slinging a wrister in the slot after the drop-back pass from Cody Ceci. 15-11 to go in regulation.
Yeah, I felt that Chris Letang was being too aggressive here. I appreciate Tanger getting back, but Evgeny Malkin could not get back. And the reason this turned into a 3-on-2 was because of Cody Ceci. The defenseman beat the Penguins up the ice and joined the parade and made a nifty little drop pass to Corey Perry, and then he skated right into Sergei Marashov. So it's a little flick of the wrist by Perry, realizing there was a screen there. Marashov never saw it. He tried to get big on the top of his paint, but a perfectly placed shot. And I'm watching the replay. Did that glance off the pants of Cody Ceci when he was throwing that screen? We'll have to wait to see if this is Perry's or Ceci's goal. Nonetheless, it's 2-2.
You're right. It was Ceci kind of crashing the net. Ryan Shea was there, too. I think this provided even more of a screen on Marashov. We're tied at 2 with about 14.5 to play here in Pittsburgh. Byfield's in the Penguins zone. Far side. Dropped over to Laferriere to the corner. Tough angle shot hit the side of the cage. Danton Heinen takes it over to the far wall and gets it to Graves in behind Marashov's net. He'll skate it up the ice ahead to Clifton near side. Dumped into the Kings zone. Slings it rink wide over to the far corner. Brant Clark tries to clear it out. Stopped at the upper body of Koivunen, but pitched out to Kempe now for LA. Brings it over to the near side, dumps it down to the Penguins end. Fogle gets there quickly. Centering pass, kicked away. Kempe's got it at the point. One-timer Clark, glove save, Marashov. Once again at the top of his crease, reading the play quite well. We're tied up at 2 with 14 to go here in Pittsburgh.
Want some birthdays?
I don't think anyone's wanted a birthday more than me right now.
Zach Sanford, 31. Juuso Riikola, former Penguin, 32. Carl Gunnarsson, 34. Billy G, they call him Billy G. Billy Guerin, double nickels, 55. And former defenseman Todd Gill, the big 6-0. Happy birthday, boys.
Happy birthday, boys. Face off to the right of Sergei Marashov, 21 years, 222 days old. And the Kings have control. They cough it up, though. Kindle along the near side, brings it up towards center ice. Hustles it over the Kings line, feeds it to Crosby, near side, down to the corner for Kindle. They'll sweep it over to the far side out of harm's way. Bangs off the corner up to Wotherspoon.
Edmondson just absolutely laid out Kindle. Kindle's paying the price here this afternoon.
Carlson, a drive in and out of the glove of Kemper's glove. Out to the stick of Kempe, cleared out towards center ice. Wotherspoon steals away the pass. Yeah, it was Kindle taking a hard hit from Brant Clark back in the first period. He left the game for the rest of that period. Came back midway through the second. Now takes another hard hit here in the third. Less than 13.5 to play from Pittsburgh. We're tied up at 2. LA Koivunen drops it down into the Kings end, near corner. Dumoulin plays it off the wall, sweeps it over to Ceci, swung around the boards, off the skate of Deneau, but he gets it cleanly to Trevor Moore. He'll force it into the Penguin zone, far side. Ryan Shea strips the puck, pokes it out towards the point. Ceci sends it deep. Perry's got it in the corner. Centering pass goes up to the near circle. Dumoulin. Centering pass again on the doorstep. And Murashov, quick to react, stamps his glove on top of it to freeze it with less than 13 minutes to go here from Pittsburgh. We're tied at 2. You're listening to the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
The chase for the MLS Cup is on Sirius XM FC.
Messi with a left-footed shot at the brace.
Hear every postseason goal.
Thomas Muller! Oh, what a finish!
Every breathtaking moment. Until a champion is crowned.
Cue the celebrations!
Follow the road to MLS Cup on Sirius XM FC 157 and streaming on the Sirius XM app. Experience the pinnacle of club soccer in the UEFA Champions League on Sirius XM FC. This is the place where legends are born.
Merseyside magic from Mo Salah.
Dynasties are built.
Real Madrid do what they do best.
And history is made.
It is a night to remember for Paris Saint-Germain.
Hear the top Champions League matches all season long on Sirius XM FC 157 and the Sirius XM app.
Nothing puts you closer to the action than Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
St. Louis Blues General Manager Doug Armstrong, Alex Steen, speak to where that's at, the succession plan, and
he is going to be the manager after this season. You have to know when your expiration date is with a group, and I think it was time to be honest with myself that the organization itself needed to change, and we're excited to have Alex ready to take over.
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91.
Today.
We're tied at 2. Less than 13 to play here at PPG Paints Arena as everyone here honoring our veterans. It's Military Appreciation Night presented by 84 Lumber, and PA announcer Ryan Mill just had everyone who has served to stand up. Round of applause for the fans here at PPG Paints Arena. We appreciate all those efforts that allow us to do things like talk about a hockey game for a living. Right now, it's been a good one. Tied at 2, less than 13 to play. Corey Perry's equalizer in this third period. As the score even. Here's a one-timer wide of the net from Edmondson. Up to the high slot it goes. Connor Dewar races it down. Backhands it over to the far corner of the Kings end. Dumoulin gets there first. Sweeps it but can't get it past Danton Heinen. Right up along the near side in the circle. Drops it over for Letang. He tries to carve through, but it gets kicked out to the neutral zone. More hustling after it. Ryan Shea swoops in, though, to steal a puck away. Now he coughs it up, though. Perry a drive. It goes wide of the net. Rebound at the far corner. Perry cranks it around the boards to the near side. Shoveled up. Mikey Anderson a drive. Caught a redirection. Went wide to the crease. Lazard races after it in the far corner. Gets in front of it. Tries to pull it away from the Kings as it's spit over to the far point. Jumps off the stick of Brant Clark. Penguins get a change. 12 minutes to go here in Pittsburgh. The dump in by Mikey Anderson is handled by the Penguins. Up ahead to Malkin, over the Kings line, snaps it over, down low to Mantha, tough angle shot, stick save by Kemper as he pounces on top of the rebound right in front of him. Less than 12 to go, we're tied at 2.
Yeah, I've been so impressed with getting Malkin's game this afternoon. There's no shortcuts anymore in Gino's game. I don't mean that in a negative way. It's just, his style of play where, he would cheat sometimes for the offense. There's no cheating in Gino's game anymore. And he's really taking the defensive side of the puck to a whole new level at 39 years of age. It's impressive.
His Apple on the first goal for the Penguins today has given him 18 assists on the year. That leads the NHL.
One more than Connor McDavid.
How about that? Malkin keeping the puck alive in the Kings zone for now. Doughty clears it up along the far wall. LaFerriere gets it over to Fiala. He accelerates into the Penguin zone. Rister wide of the net. Murashov reaching out to the near side of the cage to freeze the puck.
Yeah, and then Fiala. Fiala comes in on Murashov. And again, I talked about this yesterday. I should get off my soapbox, but this makes my blood boil. I know exactly what you're doing, Kevin Fiala. He goes skating into Murashov and then stops and throws shards of ice into the face of Murashov. When is the league going to wake up and make that an automatic penalty? When somebody has eye damage, I mean, it's really obvious and what that player is doing. Now, there's times when players go in and they're doing everything they can to not do that, and you can appreciate that. But when Fiala goes out of his way to stop right in front of Murashov and throw that snow right in his face, the league has got to crack down on that.
Penguins send it out to the Kings, and Kemper well out of his net to stick it over to Doughty. Throws it off the end wall, almost took a bounce in favor of the Pens. Goes over to the near side as Byfield feeds it to Doughty. Over the Penguins line now. LaFerriere's shot gets blocked by Wotherspoon. Kicks all the way over to the near side. Played ahead past Ben Kindle, though. Brian Dumoulin settles it down for L.A. Head to Fiala. Now over to Byfield. Back over the Penguins line. Near side. Tries to cut through. Fiala's got it on the doorstep. Backhand shot kept out by Murashov.
Oh, what a nifty little pass that was from Byfield to Fiala. And Fiala tried to go forehand, backhand. And Murashov made a big save.
There's Letang, a drive from the near half wall. Went wide of the net. Kicks all the way out to the far side. It's Fiala again. Drop back to Kempe. A drive. Gets blocked. Fiala plays the rebound over to the far corner. Somebody's stick is broke.
Koivunen.
Over to the near circle. It's Fiala. Downstairs. Kempe stripped of the puck by Ryan Shea. Played along the near wall. Fiala shovels it up to the near point for Dumoulin. Back down around the boards. Over to the far corner. Koivunen's got a new stick now.
Great job, John Taglianetti.
Go fight for the puck at the far half wall with 10:15 to go into this third period. We're tied up at 2, Pens and Kings. Puck is pinned along the boards. It finally saucers out in front of Murashov. He'll stop it with a stick, leave it for Kevin Hayes, who's playing in his second game since returning from the injured list.
John Taglianetti, the equipment manager for the Penguins, might be the best in the league at grabbing sticks and finding a way to get it to a player without one.
9:50 to go here in Pittsburgh. Pens and Kings tied at 2. Penguins back in the Kings zone. Up top, here's Graves. Unloads. Glove save, Kemper. Ryan Graves hunting for his second goal in as many games, but we stay tied at 2. 9:43 to play in Pittsburgh. You're listening to the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
Ever dreamed about signing with the Penguins? Now you can. With the Penguins Power Play package from FMB, you can be a part of the team with a Pens branded debit card, cashback credit card, and personal checks. Plus, score exclusive rewards like discounts on tickets, Pens gear, and more. Sign with the Penguins at fmb-online.com/Penguins. FMB, the official bank of the Pittsburgh Penguins. FMB, member FDIC, credit card subject to approval. See site for details.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining Built Ford Tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the #1 selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series, Built Ford Tough. Based on 1977 to 2024 calendar year total sales.
What is life-changing medicine? Is it returning to the playing field or your favorite hiking path after an injury? Or running with your grandkids after a joint replacement? At UPMC, life-changing medicine is all those things. Through innovative research, rehabilitation, and advanced surgical procedures, our experts get you back to what you love doing. UPMC, changing healthcare, changing lives. Life-changing medicine.
Still tied at 2 here in Pittsburgh. 9:43 to play from PPG Paints Arena. 28-25. The Penguins are out shooting the Kings. We'll get a face-off to the right of Darcy Kemper. The Penguins, Sergei Murashov, making his NHL debut, has come away with 23 saves today. And a few of them have been quite dandies. Getting Malkin kicked out of the face-off circle. Tommy Novak will take over. He wins the draw. Clifton up to Graves. One-timer shoulder save. Kemper. Rebound to the far half wall. Kings can't clear it out just yet. Now Corey Perry will do so, but right to the stick of Connor Clifton. He's right back over the Kings line, trying to feed it to Malkin in the crease. Couldn't get a clean handle on it, and he gets taken down to the ice, crashes into the boards after connecting with Corey Perry.
Corey Perry knocked that puck out of midair, and as the stick came down, he went right into the feet of Evgeny Malkin, and he went into the far wall like a ton of bricks.
A very just awkward fall for Malkin. He was able to get back up. 9 minutes left. Penguins and Kings tied up at 2. Drop down into the Penguin zone. Murashov slides it up to Clifton, who cranks it back over to the far side. Erik Karlsson played ahead to Crosby. Tried to poke it out towards center ice. Taken by Byfield. Kings are back in the Penguin zone. Byfield in the circle. Lost the puck. After trying to feed it through Erik Karlsson. Now Doughty sends it deep down to the corner again. Byfield to chase. Pokes it over to the near side. Kindle hopes to get there first. One arms it up. LaFerriere, a quick shot on net. Murashov on top of it.
An active stick there. Byfield right on the doorstep there. Trying to chip that puck away from Murashov. And Murashov, very active stick.
Russ chips and chases it over to the far corner. Mikey Anderson gets there first, but can't clear it out. Rolls along the far wall. Drew Doughty's got it. Up ahead to Fiala, blasting into the Penguin zone. Far circle, drags through. Forehand shot off the crossbar. No, he scored. Kevin Fiala with a sensational move right in front of the crease. He got Murashov to bite. The Penguins goaltender went down. The shot went up, and the LA Kings have their first lead of the day. It's 3-2.
This all started with an absolute beautiful stretch pass. I think it was by LaFerriere. I think LaFerriere is the one who sent that stretch pass. But Fiala, who's been the most dangerous King here this afternoon, he gives you a how do you do, see you later to Erik Karlsson. It's a one-on-one situation, and he just goes around Erik Karlsson. What a move that Fiala put on Karlsson. And then he gets Murashov to go down and just has the ability, with that puck way out in front of him, Joe, to roof it underneath the crossbar. What a goal by Fiala. What an individual effort. 3-2 Kings.
The Penguins chasing for the first time today. Less than 8 minutes to play here in regulation. Blake Lizotte, the former King, takes it over the Kings line to Connor Dewar. This shot gets deflected, pops up, skims the netting. 7:42 to go here from Pittsburgh.
Well, you talked about it, Joe. The LA Kings come in here this afternoon. The favorable road record, much better than their home record. Home 1-4-2, 5-1-2 on the road. And they have been a scrappy bunch here this afternoon. And Fiala has given them their first lead of the night, or of the afternoon.
Again, this is the beginning of a 6-game road trip for the Kings. They'll visit Montreal, Toronto, Ottawa, Washington. They'll actually go home before finishing their road trip against the San Jose Sharks. But again, their record on the road is much better than at home. They're 1-4-2 at home. Penguins beat them at Crypto.com Arena earlier this year.
That's crazy considering last year they had the best home record in the league at 31-6-4. Again,
the Penguins were one of those rare home losses for the Kings last year.
Regulation losses, you're right.
7:15 to play here in Pittsburgh. Kings with it in behind Murashov's net. It's Perry. He'll swing it over to the far side, trying to tuck one home. Clark plays it off the boards. Edmondson at the point. Slings it down around the boards, over to the far wall. Now cranked out the other way by Brant Clark. In behind Murashov's net. Played off the back of the cage. It's taken by Kevin Hayes. He'll hustle it up to center ice. In between the penalty boxes, drops it down to the near corner. Goes tumbling towards the end wall. Clark, and pushed into the boards by Kevin Hayes. Now taken down to the ice. Loose puck over to the far corner. Swept up but not out. Now back to the stick of Moore. He'll try to clear it. Ryan Graves can't keep it alive as Byfield comes flying through. And the Penguins regrouping in their own end. 6.5 to play here from Pittsburgh. Penguins down by 1. Malkin looked for a stretch pass ahead, trying to feed it to Tommy Novak. Couldn't, but now he slows down the pass. Novak's got a King zone in the slot. Fires it high in the net. Rebound over to the near corner. Pitched up to the point. Can't get it cleanly to Clifton. Ryan Graves will take it, send it up towards center ice to Tommy Novak. Now up ahead to Mantha. He's over the Kings line, coughs it up. Alex Laferriere sends it ahead far side. Carlson will take it away for the Pens. Snapped up to Clifton. He's over the Kings line near side, drops it down to the near corner. Jose Kopitar sends it over to the far side. Doughty waiting for it, slings it up along the far boards, jumped off the stick of Kempe. Wotherspoon gets to it. Under 6 to play here in Pittsburgh. 3-2, the Kings lead. Ryan Dumoulin in behind the net. Over to Mikey Anderson as the Kings work it out of their zone. Ahead to Warren Fogle. Along the near side in the Penguins' end. Down to the corner. Tries to cut towards the crease. Centering pass blocked by Wotherspoon. He gets it to Carlson, who hustles it up through the Penguins' zone. Over towards center ice and chops it down to the near corner in the Kings' end. Dumoulin plays it off the wall. Pitches it along the far boards. Now it's kicked out towards center ice on the stick of Kempe. He'll feed it to Dumoulin, cruising into the Penguins zone to Kopitar, back to Dumoulin. Shot goes well wide of the net as it was on edge, but Corey Perry swings it around the boards to the near point for Dumoulin again. Down to the corner for Perry. He sends it deeper. Moore waiting for it at the far corner. Looking to work around Wotherspoon, who played in behind the net. Backhand shot hit the side of the cage. Now it's taken back by LA, shoveled up to Perry, near half wall, 4:50 to go in regulation. Towards the net, it didn't hit traffic. Goes over to the far half wall for Ceci. He'll drop it in behind Murashov's net. Pulled out by Lizotte and taken by Erik Karlsson. He takes his time with it. Sends it ahead to Brian Russ in the neutral zone, who will tap it back to Wotherspoon as the Penguins get a change. Karlsson, near side of center ice, drops it down to the Kings' end. Rolls from near corner to far. Taken by Dewar. Fourth line out there for the Pens. Dewar at the near corner, up along the boards for Chris Letang. Keeps it alive at the point, towards the crease. Couldn't get there. Lizotte picks up the loose puck. Did a wraparound shot that went wide of the crease. Kings will take it out towards center ice. It's Laferriere with some speed in the Penguin zone. Glove save. Murashov on a quick wrister from the far circle. 4 minutes left. Penguins almost cough up the puck, but Shea will send it around the boards. It goes off the stick of Kevin Hayes to the neutral zone for Doughty. He feeds Mikey Anderson through center ice. He'll sling it down to the Penguins' end. Took a weird bounce, goes over to the far corner. Kempe gets it over to the near side. Now it's kicked back the other way. Ryan Shea plays it off the boards. Koivunen to Koppanen. Now Hayes in the neutral zone. To Letang over the Kings line. Near side. Down to the corner to Koppanen below the goal line. Centering pass won't go. Koivunen trying to shovel it home. Kemper keeps it out and then freezes the loose puck on the far side of the crease. 3:38 to go here from Pittsburgh. And the Kings with a 3-2 lead. You're listening to the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
911, what is the emergency?
Here, around the clock. True crime.
This is Dateline.
New mysteries.
A mother vanishes just before Halloween.
New cases.
The bone-chilling case of the Menendez brothers.
New twists.
There was no way he was going to let this secret get out.
Who can you trust when everything you thought you knew is turned upside down?
People involved are in some pretty high positions.
Real people, real stories, real mysteries. Dateline 24/7, channel 107, and on the SiriusXM app. Experience the pinnacle of club soccer in the UEFA Champions League on SiriusXM FC. This is the place where legends are born.
Merseyside magic from Mo Salah.
Dynasties are built.
Real Madrid do what they do best.
And history is made.
It is a night to remember for Paris Saint-Germain.
Hear the top Champions League matches all season long on SiriusXM FC 157 and the SiriusXM app.
The best player analysts and insiders live on NHL Network Radio.
But the other thing that Connor McDavid has earned is he's earned a voice in what happens with the team. Where are you guys headed? What are you guys doing? I need to know, because he made it very clear in his comments, I want a chance to win and win again. That doesn't mean he gets final say. They need to listen to Connor McDavid. They need to express their views to Connor McDavid.
Get the latest opinion and analysis you need on the home of hockey, NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91, and the SiriusXM app.
/groups for all the details.
Less than 5 minutes to go here from Pittsburgh. You know what that means? It's the Big Mac attack. If the Penguins score during the final 5 minutes of a third period of any game this year, you win a free Big Mac. Be sure to download your McDonald's app to receive a free Big Mac with purchase. Offer is valid for 3 days following the game with a Penguins score on the Big Mac attack. They could use a goal. They're down by 1. It's 3-2 LA. Just 3:38 to go here from Pittsburgh.
This line's been good. Oh, this is interesting. This is really interesting what Dan Muse is doing here. He took Evgeny Malkin off of this line. He has Ville Koivunen on this group right here. And that tells me if this line can't score, then he's going to go all in with the big boys. Probably put Tanger, Carlson, Sid, Gino, and Rust all on the ice next.
Pens win the draw, and a quick wrister from Wotherspoon at the far half wall goes right to the glove of Darcy Kemper.
Right now you have Wotherspoon out here with Shea, Koivunen, with Mantha, and Novak. And then if you take Murashov off, you got Kindle on there too.
It's true.
So he's got all his big boys resting up right now for the final push to try to tie this up.
This will be icing by the Kings. So another face-off in the Kings zone with 3:26 to play from Pittsburgh. 3-2 LA.
Unleashing AI takes brain power and real power. From right here in Pittsburgh, EQT fuels the innovation driving the next big play. EQT, unleashing America's energy future.
So this concoction of Tommy Novak, Anthony Mantha, and Ville Koivunen still out there with Wotherspoon and Shea, the defenseman. Face off to the right of Kemper. Draw goes to the far corner. The Kings swinging around the boards. Shea tries to keep it alive against Fogle. And it's dug out by Novak to Anthony Mantha. Tries to send it deep down to the near corner again. Kopitar clears it out though. Goes tumbling down to the Penguins' end, but the puck on edge. Not far or fast enough for icing. Wotherspoon scoops it up, skates in behind. Murashov's net brings it up to center ice.
Kopitar just went off, so that tells me that Jim Hiller is trying to hold back Kopitar, rest him a little, to have him on the ice for the last minute and a half, minute 45, when the Penguins get their big boys out here.
Here come the big boys. Malkin charging through over the Kings line. Went off the skate of Byfield. Penguins have to regroup.
Oh boy, you got an injured Penguin. That's Chris Letang. As he went in heavy into the boards, he's now getting himself up. He's going to stay on the ice. He is.
Both Crosby, Malkin, Brian Russ, who just chucked it down to the near corner in the Kings zone, shoveled up along the near wall. 2:25 to go here in Pittsburgh. Fight for the puck in the near corner. Murashov ahead of his net, has yet to go to the bench though. They still fight for the puck in that near corner. It's Russ digging after it, sandwiched around. Now Crosby bats at the loose puck. Byfield up along the wall, gets past Erik Karlsson, rolls all the way down to the Kings end. Chris Letang chases it.
I'd like to see Erik Karlsson get up tight to that glass. That would have been a big play to keep that thing alive.
2-minute warning here in Pittsburgh. Penguins down by 1. Ryan Rust races after the puck. The Kings clear it out again.
That's a break there. Thank you, Drew Doughty. Drew Doughty did not want to do that. He's looking around at his teammates, saying, I needed an outlet there. I was under pressure, and he just ripped it down the ice. So now you can get Murashov off. You still have your timeout in your pocket.
It's a little bit of a breather for these guys, too.
Yeah, all the Kings out here are all fresh. Gino and Carlson have been out for over a minute. Sid's been out for a minute. But like I said, 1:50 left here. Penguins down the goal, and you have Murashov on the bench, 6 against 5, and you still have your timeout in your pocket.
So Kindle, the sixth guy out there, he takes the puck, gets it to Malkin, swept up to Karlsson, along the blue line. Wrister, redirection, won't go, loose puck, they poke at it, it kicks out to the far side. Letang's got it in the corner, sweeps it over to the near side for Crosby. Played up to the near point for Karlsson, in front of the blue line, snapped over to Letang, far half wall, shot on net, doesn't get through traffic. Perry swats it down, sends it all the way down towards the other end, not towards the empty net, it went wide. That'll be icing by Corey Perry and the Kings with 1:21 to go in regulation. 3-2 LA leads.
It sounds like a simple thing and an easy thing, but it's imperative. When Chris Letang gets the puck on his stick there, now he's over by the left dot, right-hand shot. He's got to find a way to get it through. Somehow, some way, it cannot get blocked. His last one got blocked. It went right to Perry. He tried to go for the empty net. Luckily, he missed it. But when Chris Letang gets that puck again like that, he's got to find a hole. Find it. Just get it on Kemper and make something happen.
Penguins win the draw, but kick it out to the point. No one was there. Karlsson has to race it down in the Penguin zone. 70 seconds to go here in Pittsburgh. 3-2, the LA Kings with the lead. Drop down to the near corner. Doughty plays it off the boards. Backhand shovels it along the wall. Kindle gets there first. Rust fights for it, tries to kick it up along the near wall. Carlson's got it, walks the blue line. To Malkin at the near point. He unloads. Pad save by Kemper. Rust kicks the puck away, out towards the crease. No one was there. The Kings have it. Kempe on the near side. He'll go for the empty net. That goes wide. And it'll be icing again by the Kings with 46 seconds to go. 3-2 LA leads.
That's a big mistake by Brian Rust. Usually he doesn't make those kind of plays. Those are Hoper plays. And he gave it right to the LA Kings. The Penguins did a great job. And remember, the Penguins have their time out here. This might be a time to use it. But also, you've got some Kings. Anderson out here, 120. Doughty out here, 120. So I think Dan Muse is going to roll the dice and try to pressure the Kings. Maybe they're a little bit tired.
Penguins muscling for the puck. It's kicked out by LaFerriere.
Icing again.
39.4 seconds to go. 3-2, the Kings lead.
So this is the tightrope you walk. Do you use your timeout? As you've got Penguins all out here over 2 minutes. And Dan Muse says, no, I believe in my guys over 2 minutes. I got some tired defensemen out here for the LA Kings. Let's roll the dice and let's get this tying goal. Sid versus Kopitar on the faceoff dot. You gotta love it.
Two guys drafted in 2005. Sid, the number 1 overall. Kopitar, number 11. Kings fighting for the puck in the corner, taken by Kindle. Snapped up off the stick of Carlson in the high slot. Has to regroup in the neutral zone. Penguins have 30 seconds to work with. They're down by 1. Carlson near side dumps it down to the Kings' end. Around the boards, taken by Malkin. Around the boards to the near wall. Crosby tries to keep hold of it. Up to the high point again. No one was there. 15 seconds to go. Penguins get it over the Kings line. Mikey Anderson's got it. Kempe kicks it out to the Penguins' end. 10 seconds to go. Last chance for the Pens. Carlson in the neutral zone. Tried to crank it home. The Kings stop it. 4 seconds to go. Letang just holding on to the puck. That'll do it. So the LA Kings grab a lead in the third period. It was their first one of the game. And the Penguins unable to pull off the comeback. They fall to LA 3-2. The home team has lost each game of this season series, and the Kings stay dominant on the road. They're 6-1-2 away from Crypto.com Arena.
The Penguins now 1-3-1 in the last 5 games. And there was a lot to like in the Penguins game here this afternoon. A lot to like. They scored the first goal. They led 2-1. They got a power play goal.